My children, and welcome to Friday night. As you know, it is Dungeons and Dragons night. Let's roll some dice. It takes like 30 seconds, DD, to it refreshes like every 30 seconds, give or take. So it should be working. I mean, I don't make it. Somebody else made it. And all it does is read from Mixer's API. Hold on, let me refresh it for you. And then you guys do that. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for the hosts and the pies and the beach balls and all those things. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Alan the Yellow White. I am the High Priest of the Great Yellow Eyeball. May its gaze be upon you this and every single one of your days. Guys, when we left off, our illustrious adventurers were on their way through the High Forest trying to find Shadowtop Cathedral. They were only following the directions which were given to them. They followed the river and they eventually found their way there. But not before fighting a frost giant and his winter wolf. The first frost giant they've seen this entire time they've been around. So, what does that mean? I don't know. I have no idea what that means. They recently just left a town which was really, really weird. And it made them very, very nervous. So they got out of there very, very quickly. So they trekked through the forest and eventually they found themselves in Shadowtop Cathedral, which is a clearing in the middle of the woods that essentially has extremely tall Shadowtop trees covering the roof of this particular place. This roof cathedral / wooded area is essentially where we start. As our characters.
You remember that puppy though?
What?
Right.
Anyway, as our characters basically made their way towards the cathedral, they started hearing pan flute music as they got closer to it. And eventually, as they entered the clearing that is Shadowtop, they heard and saw what was playing the music. A half-man, half-goat was sitting on the edge of a small pond within the clearing.
Poor satyr.
And when they entered the clearing and tried to talk to them, he turned to them, stopped playing his music, and said, "Welcome to Shadowtop." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we begin tonight's adventure. So our illustrious players tonight, of course, you know them, you love them. Morgan, the dwarven fighter. We've got Huss, the turtle druid. We have Skamos, our tiefling bard. And we have Amandrea, our paladin. And last, but definitely not least, Gregik, the barbarian bugbear, who last week rolled like a million 20s and decimated everything in his path.
Get down with your bad self.
Exactly.
That was so fun.
Let's hope this week it's not a polar opposite.
Yeah. All ones this
All
week.
ones.
That's right.
We're gonna need a shop vac to clean out the bugbear.
So I did share out. I made a map of Shadowtop, guys. I did share it out to you. Just look for Shadowtop in your, if you don't have it open already. You will see where you're located. You will see the little pond there, and you will see your little half man, half goat friend on that stump over there.
Wasn't this satyr all sad and crying and whatnot? Just
Well, the music he was playing was extremely sad.
oh. I would like to ask him why so sad, friend. The music you're playing seems rather sad. I'm curious.
His name's Zamfir.
I'm sorry, Zamfir.
What?
I'm kidding. I was asking if his name was Zamfir because he
It's
plays
not
an
Mr. Tumnus?
No, it's not Mr. Dumbest.
What?
Oh,
You're confusing me now.
He just looks at you and who's Zamfir?
I'm clearly shouldn't be listening to the turtle that's speaking next to me. I'm sorry, sir.
Making the dwarf look smart.
SMRT, yo.
Very difficult task.
Right.
So, Skamos, maybe this is someone you need to talk to, yeah?
Is there anybody else?
Could be.
there?
Well, clearly the dwarf is having no luck with this, so...
And I don't remember all the people's names because it wasn't my quest, so...
Hello there. We're looking for a treant named Turlang. Do you know where he is?
Oh, the caretaker. Yeah, he's not here right now, but he'll be along any moment. And he turns back around from you and just starts playing his pan flute again. A very, again, melancholy, just a very, very sad song.
Do we need to leave a message after the beep?
Hey, Jude.
And he just keeps playing.
I want to try to play along with my pan flute.
Wait, you have a pan flute too?
I do.
Perfect.
All right,
Screw it, let's jam out.
give me a performance check.
I'll loot it up too.
Performance.
And I'll come up here and I guess I'll dance.
That's right.
Yeah, the bugbear will come dance too. Get down with his bad self, right?
Sexy dance party. Woo!
We're having a little party.
The first thing you all started doing is dancing. Holy butts! Oh, that's right. Performance. You're a bard. Derp. Yeah, that'll do it.
I thank you for rolling a 7 with me, though.
Yeah, I mean, his bonus was way better, though.
Just a little bit.
He actually knows what he's doing. All right. So as you kind of start playing along, and dancing ever so, it's not really music you can dance to very well. It's not dance music. It's not necessarily made to be danced to, and so he's kind of looking at the dancers a little bit. And while it seems he kind of appreciates the other two, every once in a while Huss hits a key or a note that's a little bit off, and you can kind of visibly see him wince every time that happens. And after a little bit of time, he just suddenly stops playing and says, Why do you mock me?
Don't mock you. I just thought it was a nice tune.
Leave me to my troubles. Please.
What are your troubles? Maybe we can
Turline
help.
will be along at any time.
We
Just
can help.
wait.
I'll keep playing.
He kind of starts bringing his pan flute up towards his mouth again, and as soon as you say, I'll keep playing, he stops, thinks about it for a second, and puts it down. You drive a hard bargain, but if that will stop you from playing that infernal flute of yours, fine. There's this dryad. And she's, a dryad. She's beautiful. But she wants nothing to do with me, and so I came here to experience my sorrows and play my flute. So
If you want,
unless...
I can loan you my mannequin for a little bit.
God damn it.
She doesn't say much.
Just make sure you wash it in the pond before you use it.
Oh my god. Alright, What?
We broke him already.
He's gonna jump in the pond.
I have this mannequin that I drag with me. She's really nice. Her name is Quinn. Manny Quinn, but I just call her Quinn. She likes going by her last name.
I see. Well, again, as you are not a creature of the Fae, I somehow don't think you can really help me with this problem, and by the looks of you, you probably have your own problems to deal with, so as I said, just please rest. This area is pretty safe. There shouldn't be anything that doesn't belong here coming this way, so Turlang will be by any time now, so please just wait. And if you do that, and he kind of points to like the far side of the clearing, wait over there.
And I thought I was annoying. Good job, Huss.
We want to wait by you to keep you company. Because you look so sad.
Over here? You want me clear over here?
That will do.
So I play louder so you can hear me.
I'm going to go right here.
Hey, I rolled better that time.
Huss. Shh.
You did roll better
Cool,
that
bro.
time.
I'm learning.
I did not.
I just want to twerk to some more tunes.
I could change the tune. We're over in our own spot now. He told us to come over here.
What?
So now we got a turtle and the turtle and tiefling, the double T band. Is that what we got going on right now?
And they're
The
hiding.
teabaggers.
Oh no!
You know what?
You would need someone playing the bagpipes, and then that would be perfect.
Can we make Quinn into bagpipes?
Oh God, no! What is going on tonight? All right, you all are on a roll already. So the he tries to ignore you, but apparently, like Amandrea just climbed up on his back. Huss and Skamos are just playing music, and he's starting to get frustrated.
I'm petting his furry back to calm him
That
down.
sounds weird as hell.
You know it's the bottom half that's furry, right?
Okay.
Okay. So
love
I
you
can't
guys.
deal with
This is
this.
great.
And he kind of just he hops up and starts making his way up and around the water of the pond.
Hey, Mr. Goatlegs, maybe you shouldn't be so grumpy and the Dryad would like you better.
Wow, that's kind of a dick thing to say, man. I mean, it's kind of a dick thing to say. So he kind of heads out into the forest, out of the clearing into the forest to the north, and you actually lose sight of him as he kind of heads out into the forest proper.
I don't think we'll see him again while we're here.
Is that a stump where he was sitting?
It was.
You know what?
Does it still smell like him?
Are you sniffing
It
this
smells
stuff?
like wood.
I think I'll get some fishing in at this point. Seems like a good idea. Whilst I wait.
All right, so
I haven't fished yet either.
yeah, if y'all want to go fishing, just what the
Who's rolling out? What the heck?
Skamos, why are you doing every skill you own?
It was like, I do all the things.
I'm just gonna run around
I put
here.
all my skills on my hotkeys so I can just do skill checks all the time and just want to see if they work a little bit.
Okay, I was wondering, it's like, this dude's checking out his animal handling, he's doing everything. He's just practicing all of his skills. So we got Skamos practicing everything. We got Morgan who's fishing right now.
I don't
Go ahead and
think
give
I
me
have
a... What's that?
I said I don't think I have a fishing pole, so I can't fish.
So yeah, go ahead and give me a survival check.
I want to fish too.
Survival check.
Survival check. Hold on.
How deep is the pond?
Kapow! Yeah!
So
A natural
the
20.
pond itself is basically it's deep enough where you can't really see the bottom, at least towards the middle. But because it's so shaded in here anyway, the water is a little bit dark, so it is kind of difficult to see. It kind of dips into the water from the land fairly steeply, but just from a guess, it looks to be about maybe 15 feet deep at the deepest part, give or take. Just judging
Deepest
by the
part would
size
be
of it.
the bigger area there on the right, probably.
Yeah.
Huss, we should go for a swim.
So between 10,
Oh, come on.
at the
tell me
narrow
this-
parts, 5-ish feet, but at the deepest parts, 10 to 15 feet.
How am I to catch fish if you guys are all splashing about? Good.
I'm gonna scare the fish up to you. Where's my
Uh-huh.
snorkel mask? Wait, I don't have one.
No snorkel mask for you. All right, so as you guys are kind of fishing and your day is going on, the day quickly turns into late afternoon, and essentially, there is you're able to catch a couple of bass, each of you. Enough food between the two of you to be able to get a fish for everybody. So a meal for everyone, essentially.
Fish fry.
Yay, fishes for everyone.
We should have got some sauce when we were in Tartar.
I asked for their largest bottle and they looked at me weird.
Would have gone good with this fish.
Right, would have been great, but unfortunately, Ardar just does not know what good sauce is.
All
I'm
right,
not going back to Tartar.
Yartar. So yeah, so the rest of the day goes through afternoon till all the way down to dusk. And what?
I thought dude was supposed to be right by.
Where is that, Mr. Treant?
Right. Kind of curious at this point.
So as it starts to work into nighttime after a few hours, coming through the woods, you notice that kind of this from the same direction you guys came from, a half-elf kind of makes their way up into the clearing. The half-elf itself is kind of wearing some standard armor, leather type. There is very little. Has a small bird that's perched on its shoulder, with a staff, and the way they carry themselves and the way that the bird's kind of just sitting there gently on its shoulder seems extremely familiar to you, Huss. It seems your kindred spirits. Ooh. And she kind of sees you and starts making her way up towards you, and kind of raises one hand in a wave, and
wave back.
Excuse me, sorry.
But she waves, she's just like, "Hail and well met," and she stops and kind of looks around and goes, "Waiting on the caretaker?" And it's half a question. It's half a question and half a statement.
Are you the caretaker?
She laughs. No. Do I look like I have leaves sprouting from every part of me? Don't answer that. But no. I'm not the caretaker here. I'm just passing through.
Hi, I'm Huss. What's your name?
Oh, Liara.
That's a nice name.
It is. My parents gave it to me.
Birds? Guess it's more. It looks like more than one.
I think it was just a bird.
She's got a bird.
Picture.
A bird.
Like there's
Yeah,
two.
well, that's the picture.
So,
Have you seen the caretaker?
Oh, not for many days. As I said, I'm just passing through, so he's known to, well, this forest is his, so he goes where he feels like. But he always comes back here eventually. So I don't know how long you've been waiting, but it's usually no more than 3 days before he'll be back. Just on general principle.
Yeah, we've been waiting here a little bit. We kind of annoyed a satyr that was here, so he took off because he got annoyed with us. So we're just hanging out, waiting for the caretaker.
He was very sad and grumpy.
She laughs and just says like, "Oh, that was probably Green Whistle. Yeah, he's been pining for a local dryad for what seems like aeons now, and she won't give him the time of day, so he comes here to mope."
Well, I could have given him the time of day.
Maybe if he
offered
was a
him my
little
mannequin.
happier, should like him better.
She just kind of looks at you all and says, "Well, if you don't mind, I'm just going to rest for a few minutes, take a load off my feet, and grab something to eat before I head on my way, so..."
Would you like some fish? We caught some fish. You could join us and have some fish.
Like, "No, thank you, but I do ask that if you do start a fire..." And she kind of looks around, she's like, "Oh, I see we have another child of the land. You know what to do." So she just kind of heads over by herself, up, kind of sits down, opens her pack up, takes some leaves, well, something wrapped in leaves out of her pack, and unwraps it, just starts kind of chewing it and kind of staring out over the water and watching it slowly as a small breeze kind of flows through, and watching the ripples and things go across the water itself.
Do you like music?
Do you like music?
I love music. Play us some more, House. Do it.
Play it again. Oh, that's horrible.
So
You like
you
pretend music?
you play. Luckily for you, Skamos' ability to play louder and better far outstrips your innate ability. And he drowns out pretty much any sound your pan flute is making, which is a lot of squeaks and other nerve shattering noises. But as your little ditty comes to an end, Skamos, you kind of notice towards the end of it that the druid Liara was kind of moving her feet along with the music. And as you end, she stops and she's done with her food, and she takes the leaves and puts them back into her bag and stands up and shoulders her backpack and adjusts the straps and looks at you, Skamos, and says, "I want to thank you, friend, for the entertainment as I finished my meal. I've never quite heard something as beautiful as that this far in the woods. Thank you."
Anytime.
You didn't hear me.
That may be for
I'll
the best.
Be here all week, maybe.
Maybe. Depending how long this guy takes to show up. And with that, she kind of turns without another word and heads off into the woods and disappears into the brush and tree line.
Hate to see her
Oh,
go,
coming
but I
so
love to
quickly
watch her.
here.
Oh my goodness.
Aw, yeah.
I don't think she's old enough for you.
She may be too old.
No, the older the better for Skamos.
She might be old enough for the dwarf then at that point. Let's do this. So, by the sound of it, we're probably going to be here for the night, so I'm starting to think that maybe we should have a camp idea going, you know? Maybe that tiny hut you have, Skamos? It's always a fun spell.
Tiny hut.
Yeah.
We could do that, I guess.
Or we can sleep out under the stars and just enjoy the area.
Well, I mean,
That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's
you can
pretty
sleep out
safe in here.
under the stars, but you can't really see them because of the canopy of shadow-top trees.
I'm just
Aw.
gonna roll out my bedroll and not worry about the tiny hut.
All right. So as the night kind of progresses, the slow, steady ring of crickets and things can start to be heard in the surrounding trees and brush around you guys. Tree frogs, just that whole combination, that discordant but still very soothing sound of various animals chirping and all that kind of fun stuff. So tweets. The occasional hoots from an owl, and just your normal kind of nighttime noises slowly start to roll in.
Indeed. Sleep time. Get wrecked. So,
Morgan, do you have anything to drink? Didn't you like fill something up with some alcohol or something somewhere in one of the towns we were in?
oh, we drank that leaving the first town we got out of. I mean, between you and I mean, we're lushes.
We need to get help.
No. What we need is a bigger flask. So, I'm thinking this bag is half full. The next town we're in, we should half fill this bag again with booze. So,
I think we should get a cart and a keg.
oh god, you know what? I could forego armor. Let's buy a cart and a keg. Let's do that.
I don't need
That's
armor.
what I'm
I
saying.
just need a cart and a cake.
We got a bugbear. He can haul it.
Perfect. We got a joke for you, Greg. See, he's in for the ale. So,
I wouldn't be surprised if Skamos can't turn water into wine. You know, he's got all the other abilities as a bard.
I mean, so Skamo, something about water and wine. Thoughts?
Sadly, I can't do that yet. Not quite yet.
I was gonna say you'd be my best friend forever.
Right. Aw, the unfortunate parts of that night.
I can tell killer jokes though.
Ooh. Kid, no, that's horrible. We're on it. You know what? Never mind. We're on team. Can't do that. Something about being in the forest and local fauna to that idea. Oh, good lord.
So you guys, you finish your meal and you lay down for the night. The standard staying up order that you've been doing.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so that should be Morgan, Greg X, Gamos, Amandrea, then Huss. That's what I have anyway. So you guys go to sleep with your normal watch cycles, and the whole night goes on without a hitch. Absolutely no interruptions whatsoever, and everyone gets a very nice night of sleep. And a matter of fact, you guys have not felt this rested in a while. There's something just about this area, maybe this part of the forest, or at least the Shadowtop Cathedral itself, that is very soothing for you. The next day, as what you can only assume is the sun rising, as the lighting starts to brighten, in the distance you can kind of hear, coming from the south, some noises. But the best way to is some I wouldn't say crashing, but definitely not quiet movement.
Ooh. Maybe this is our friend, our giant tree ant friend we're supposed to be meeting up with.
And after a little bit of time, you actually kind of start hearing talking, both kind of a deep, very bassy but kind of rough voice, and a much lighter, clearer, almost sing-song voice, going along with it.
Maybe it's the dryad that what's his name likes. Green Whistle.
Her and the tree are together. Ooh. The drama unfolds before our eyes, everybody.
So after a little bit of time, the noises start getting louder and the voices becoming more and more clear. Coming into the clearing is an extremely large treant, and walking with him is what looks to be another half-elf. This half-elf is dark-haired, as opposed to a lighter-haired one that was before. And she seems to be kind of lost in conversation with the treant as they enter the clearing.
I would like to greet them warmly as they enter the clearing.
This is the coolest
Hello,
thing ever.
friends. You guys are awesome. Hey, how's it going? How are you guys this morning?
So as they walk in, and you give a forth your greeting, the treant is visibly nonplussed that you're there. He's just kind of like, and you can really audibly hear him go as he kind of walks in, and the half elf kind of looks at you and kind of half raises her hand. It's like, well met.
I mean, so how y'all doing this morning?
And then as
fine.
he kind of crashes in a little bit, and she's walking beside him as he moves in, and then he kind of walks over to these trees over here and kind of starts studying the trees. Like, just taking a look at the trees.
All right. Skamos. This might be the gentleman that you're waiting for, buddy.
I'd assume so.
So, Huss, the druid, well, the female half-elf kind of hears what you said and replies back to you in the same language, essentially that it's understood, but her good friend Turlang here sometimes just doesn't like to deal with guests.
Okay, good.
What'd you tell him, Haas?
Apparently, that's what
I guess
started speaking dog for a second.
Suddenly Huss turns into a dog.
Started barking at people.
Sniffing butts, taking
Don't-
names.
You know?
Don't pee on the tree, whatever you do.
Yeah,
It'll
don't
make
do
me
that.
mad.
Yeah.
Only throw a
He doesn't
stick.
look all too mad.
Well, no one's peed on him yet.
Probably true.
Yeah.
You might be into that. You never know.
Oh,
Don't
no.
keep shame. But hello there. Are you Turlang? Do you have a second to talk?
He turns and looks directly at you and just kind of growls at you, and it's really kind of disturbing when a tree growls because it's not normally something that you can kind of you've seen before. And as soon as he kind of starts the low rumble that you start to kind of feel, the half elf reaches up, puts her hand on his arm, his wooden arm, and just is like, Turlang, just calm down. Just keep your temper, hear what they have to say, and I'm sure they'll be on their way once they have whatever they want to say to you.
Well, now I'm scared and horny.
We met one of your friends.
We're here. Tree that Arglas created, revived, gave life to. I don't know, whatever Liferless is, named Liferless, sent us to search for a moon elf druid named Arglas. Do you know him? Apparently he was searching for you.
Well, I don't know any Liferless, but Airglass. Yes, we were friends, he and I. but I haven't seen him in years.
Do you happen to know where he went last?
I do not. I don't always worry myself with trivial things as such. If Airglass is to return, then he shall. If he does not, then he will not.
That's fair enough.
Why do you want to find him?
There have been a lot of giant attacks in, well, pretty much everywhere that we've gone. But Liferless of Golden Fields was thinking that maybe Airglass could help over there, since he's slain many a giant in his day.
So, you too are against these giants?
Yeah, we killed 2 of them trying to even get here.
We killed more than that. We took one out.
Yeah, but just in the forest.
Like yesterday.
No.
So, the large blue one, was that your doing? The one with the wolf?
Yeah,
that was us.
We tried to make friends with him, but he said we were his competitors and then proceeded to die after
Why
that.
would you
Yeah.
try to make friends with such foul creatures?
Yeah, we try to give most people a chance, or creatures a chance. And then when they don't
Fools.
comply, we put them in the dirt.
That's the
We met a
smartest
nice
thing you've
cloud
said
giant
all the time that I have met you, but you are fools. Would you see giants, destroy them? But
Yeah.
since this Liferless, you said, was created by Airglass and sent you to find him, and you are against these same foul giants, I may be able to help. And he kind of raises his arm up and kind of points over to the other side of the clearing, opposite of where all of you are. And out of the edge of the forest, a couple of the trees move into the clearing. Not just one. Where'd the other one go? There it is. But another one starts to move out of the side as well. And then finally, a much smaller shrub also comes out of, and these were right on the edge of this clearing. You had no idea that they could move until they just started doing it. They just look like trees. So they kind of
Oh god.
shamble kind of in your general direction and stop. They're not moving in any kind of threatening manner. They're just creaking and groaning as their long wooden limbs kind of move. And that's the shrub. So they all kind of walk up, and as they kind of stop moving, take these awakened plants with you. They and their power shall be yours to command. So while I cannot go with you to fight these giants, I must remain here to protect my forest. I can send these, my army, part of my army, with you.
Thank you. Is there anything we can do to repay you?
For me, you can leave. And as he's trying to basically, well, right before he can finish that sentence, the elf, the half elf, just like it's like, there's something you can do for me. By the way, I'm Thera.
Hi, Sarah. I'm Huss.
Good to meet you, Huss. My friend here is a little grumpy and put out, as you can tell. The recent forays of giants into his forest has put him in terrible spirits, and we were actually just discussing things that we could do about it, and we were done with our conversation, and I believe this is a good time for us all to be on our way. What I can do for you is, if you would, you could escort me, and I could escort you out of the forest.
Ooh.
And where do you need to go?
Well, we'll basically go straight north. We'll head out towards the Evermoors and go to the road. So to give you guys an idea, if you don't remember, you were probably about, a day away from reaching the outside, give or take. Based on what you knew before, you're about a day out from the edge of the forest, give or take.
Let's do that. I have something to bring up with everybody, actually, since we're heading towards the Evermoors again. You guys know how we just passed by that one other blue giant? The one we never attacked?
The Faerun.
Yeah.
The one with the plate and the great sword?
Yeah, let's go pick a fight with that thing since we did so well against the last one. We'll be in the
With our
area.
nice army of wooden
Darn
trees and fire attacking bard.
Exactly.
She'd do great against the giant full plate fire giant thingy.
They'll work as a great
And whatever goblin army it has.
I mean, exactly. I mean, I dare say with this group, we have enough distraction with all the big things at this point. I'm feeling pretty confident we can do something very ruckusful with this particular plated great sword having ornery giant, as it were.
So I'm gonna close my eyes and pretend like I'm sleeping for a second, and then I'm gonna wake up like I just got out of a bad dream and say, this is a bad idea, we shouldn't do it.
Oh, come on, Oz. You know it's a great idea. We're well armed. We did so well.
Totally
with the last-
sarcastic about it.
I say we help out her first, because,
Well,
she looks nice.
Naturally.
We're supposed to be escorting her, not getting her killed.
Well, I'm saying as soon as we're done escorting her, since she's gonna escort us to the road, and we need to go past the road into the Evermore, so it works out. It's a win-win.
We'll think about it. I like having long-time snacks escorts.
Uh-huh.
All right, so she's like, well, let's be on our way then. And she, again, puts her hand on the bark's skin of Turlang and says, we will talk more later, Turlang. Just, things will be better. And he just kind of grunts non-committally at her saying that, and just like, yeah, whatever. Whatever you say, lady, essentially. And she starts heading northward out of the clearing. And she's like, come along then, to the rest of you.
Bye, Turling.
Turling, there's a
We'll miss you.
there's a whatever he is, Mr. Tumnus. You would get along great with him. You guys are both grumpy.
Green
stopped.
whistle.
He stops and
whistle.
looks and is like, Green
Green
Whistle
Whistle
was
needs a friend.
here. Was he playing that stupid pan flute again?
Horribly. So.
Yes, he's really sad. You should really go like.
Better than a turtle, but
And I played the pan flute too and drove him off, so you're welcome.
We danced. I petted his fur. He just was grumpy.
Well, thank the old ones for small favors then. Go. Be off with you.
Okay, bye.
Tally ho and what's what?
We are leaving. I
Yep.
mean, leaving.
Yes.
We are leaving.
The trees are following behind you guys, basically kind of keeping pace with you guys. And you have a couple of trees in your parties.
And a brush.
And
we have the
yeah,
brush?
and a shrubbery. Bring me a shrubbery.
So it's a dwarf-sized tree.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a dwarf-sized tree.
Totally legit.
And they kind of they're able to, they're a little slow. But you know, they're yours. But you're able to make all right time. So as you guys, I'm assuming, are you following her?
Can I climb in the tree and ride the tree?
Yep. Totally following her and keeping up with her and that whole thing.
I mean, are you going to ask the tree, or are you just going to climb up in it?
I will ask. I don't want to be rude like that, so I will ask. Hey, can I have a ride? I've never ridden in a tree before.
Should maybe ask Skamos first. They're kind of his trees now.
So the one tree that you ask kind of grins you know, and these two trees, they each have very distinctive features. The one tree that you're talking to actually has two rows of wooden teeth, one on top and one on bottom, except for whatever reason, he's missing 4 teeth on the left side of the top row. All right, so you've got one that's missing 4 teeth off the top row. And then the other tree, his eyes are extremely big. So big, he kind of always looks surprised. Like his just eyes are just that big. Just these... No matter where he's looking, no matter what he's looking at, his eyes are extremely wide. And the shrub just kind of... The shrub doesn't really have too much of a form. Every once in a while, when you hear it talk, it kind of... its leaves kind of form a mouth as it talks, and the branches kind of move. But it can seem like it kind of can turn whatever direction it's facing, technically. So it'll have like eyes kind of moving around and all that kind of stuff. But they do speak common. And they
I
can...
vote we name them Biggie, Shrubs, and Left Hook, if they don't already have names.
and Mr. Bush.
Biggie Hook.
They don't have names as of yet.
What were those names again?
You're gonna call him Mr. Bush?
Yes.
I like Mr. Bush
We'll call him
better than
George for
Shrubs.
short.
All right. So we have Mr. Bush.
It's George Bush.
George Bush. So we'll call him George.
All right. So
Of
we've
the
got
jungle.
Mr. Bush. I'm gonna have to find some good pictures for these at some point. So and you're gonna call the one you said what was the one you're naming? Biggie?
Something about
Big Eye. Yeah. Biggie. Big Eye.
With Big Eye? Alright.
Yeah. Then maybe left hook because he like is missing teeth, so maybe got punched in the face by another tree or something. I don't know. Sounded good at the time.
Well, let's
got
ask
it.
him what happened to what happened
Totally
to-
legit.
All right, so
what
we've
happened
got
to your teeth?
so you've got Mr. Bush, we've got Biggie.
Maybe we should name him Toothless.
Toofy.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Toothless. All right, they are all named. I have named every single one of them for you guys.
Yeah.
Mr. Bush. That's so funny. Anyway, all right, so yeah, they're fine with their names. They never had names before. They never had a need for one. But they figure if it helps you remember them better, then that's what they will go by.
It will totally help us know them better.
And the bush itself seems a little bit. It's got a very young sounding voice, and it seems very eager. Very, very eager to be on this trip. Actually asks a whole lot of questions as you guys are traveling along. What's it like outside the forest? Can we get more sun out there? Are there other shrubs just like me? Just question after question after question. Kind of almost like a toddler. You know,
Don't make
like,
me turn this forest around.
I'll turn this whole forest around. We'll go back where we came from.
Don't worry, guys. This little shrub is my best friend at this point. I would love to be answering all of these questions because I feel this shrub needs to know about the world. Yeah.
So I have a question for all of the trees and the lady
Okay.
on if Turlang has always had such a stick up his butt. I mean,
Well, we've
obviously it definitely likes that.
So,
But is the
as soon as
only
you
time
say
Brady
that,
has
she-
just been since the Giants.
She kind of laughs and says, "Well, he is a treant," and she just laughs again. It's like, no, not always. He's always been firm in his beliefs and a little rough around the edges, even. But he's never been outright rude. But with the issues with the giants in the forest, he's had his hands full, and he's been rather grumpy about most things. But hopefully, with your help, we will definitely turn the tides in our favor.
Well, we have taken out a few giants, and I'm sure we'll take out a few more before it's over with.
Is
Got
that
at least 20 under our belt already, right?
Something like that at least.
oh really? She says that's very impressive.
Although we have met one nice giant in our travels.
Did you now?
Yes, he lived in a floating castle or a floating tower.
One of the cloud giants.
He
Yes,
was very
they're-
nice. He gave us a ride.
Their kind can be, well, they're very into portents and looking into the future and reading signs and things like that. So sometimes they can be extremely well-mannered, and other times they can be not so. But I guess,
his
all of us
backflip
can
and
be.
superhero landings was great.
Right.
But I guess all of us can be.
Such a wonderful backflip.
Yeah, we've seen what, not so nice cloud giants can do, chucking boulders into a town and making them run, and yeah, wasn't pretty.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd say
how many-
probably not. No.
How many days did we end up spending in that first village? Which I
It
forget
was like 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours that seemed like 4 days.
Right.
Well, we spent the night at Nightstone a couple of times.
That's
Yeah,
right.
just the
Portal to
I had
hell.
a really, really bad dream that one night too.
I mean,
Horrible dream.
That was a terrible
Horrible
dream.
vision. Horrible vision.
So caves, man, caves.
Stick together as a group. We should learn these lessons.
No
Depends on
freak.
how you look at it. I was dwarfless.
At least Greg was having a good time.
But you were also hustless.
That's true.
Something hand in hand, my friend. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, shall we get on our way?
Oh, you've been walking this whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys have been walking this whole time, just talking.
So did I get a ride from the tree? I never did get an answer from the
Yeah,
tree.
he picked you up and put you up in his branches and just told you to hold on. It's going to get
Very
a little
nice.
fast, and he didn't go any faster. We're gonna go fast with same speed the whole way. Like, just
What happened to your teeth, by the way? I noticed you've got some missing teeth.
it's always been this way. Termites, I don't know. And he smiles real big, and of course half of his teeth are gone, and it just looks kind of lopsided and kind of silly.
Pesky
Kind of bar
termites.
You must need to
Could have been
eat
woodpeckers.
better.
Could have been woodpeckers.
Well, I'd like to see a woodpecker try now. I can move them now. I can bite them. I'll bite that pecker right in half.
I plead the fifth. I just can't. Can't.
Okay, no comment.
Kill these
I
souls.
tried to keep a straight face. I failed. Oh, God.
Only the best of us, Alan. Only the best of us. I don't think that's anyone here. Fortunately.
All right. So you guys continue through the forest, and by the end of the day, you actually find yourselves right at the forest edge. You can actually see the forest. It's actually already getting dark. Nothing, out of the ordinary. It was a very quick trip. It was a safe trip. No kind of. You didn't see anything along the way that wasn't a natural, like a bird or trees and plants and whatever else. When you kind of get to the edge of it, and you can kind of see the Evermore Way, just a few miles away from you, down at the bottom of the hill. She kind of looks at you and says, well, I have a friend who lives up in Jalanther. Said you guys were such great and wonderful bodyguards to send me this far. Perhaps you can take me to go see him?
Sure, we would be glad to.
It's like, oh, but
Evermore.
But first, I have a present for you.
Ooh.
For getting me this far. And she reaches into her bag and pulls out some berries, but these berries are silver, and in the rising moonlight, they are almost glowing because of how reflective they are. And she's got a small handful of them, and she kind of pops open a small pouch and rolls them in there. Look to be about 8 of these berries. And she's like, I picked these up near the Lost Peaks. They, well, if you eat one, let's just say no one will be seeing you for a while.
Ooh, invisibility berries.
Do they have a name?
Or they explode you.
Well, I've never seen these before, which is why I picked them, but they are extremely potent.
Ooh. I'll hold on to these if you guys don't mind. I mean,
No, I'll hold those.
I think the druid should hold on to them.
Well, she actually hands the whole bag to Huss.
I tried.
whole bag.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
there's
put
8
it
of
in
them.
the bag.
There was 8 of them put it into the bag, and she handed them off to you.
Okie dokie.
And let me go ahead and
Sure.
do that. Did it add it? Yep, there they are. Silver berries. 8. There you go. So yeah, essentially these things have the same they're essentially invisibility potions for all intents and purposes for out of game knowledge. So if you eat one, you'll be like you're under the effects of an invisibility potion, which makes you invisible for 1 hour, or you cast a spell or attack. Whichever happens first. So there you go with the silver berries. So, yeah, she's like, well, I'm gonna go... If you guys could perhaps take me the rest of the way, having more friends is always better than having less friends. And I
That is
believe
very
he
true.
will be interested to meet you, especially if you can tell them the same stories of all these giants that you have slain. I'm sure he would be very interested in hearing about this.
Oh, and how I would love to tell stories of the number of giants I've personally slaughtered.
Okay. So, Jalathar is essentially where you guys are now. If you continue going up the Evermore Way to the northeast, you'll eventually hit Everlund, and then you can take Ralvin Road all the way to Jalanthar. And that's basically where she's trying to. That'll take another, few days to get there.
Isn't it in Everlund where someone from, was it Yartar that told us, or was it Tribor, that there was a powerful friend that we should meet in Everlund?
Ooh.
I
Perfect.
think I remember that.
Hold on.
Yeah,
let me
somebody
see my
talked
notes.
about something in Everland. I remember that at least, but
Was that when I wasn't here?
Huss never remembers details.
That's true.
I'm collecting things for Daggerford.
You guys go to Tribor?
Yes.
We passed through Tribor.
They passed
but-
through it and
The
gave
notes
the
we've been
gave the
collecting.
message.
We need to talk to the innkeeper in Everlund and show them the letter.
Yeah.
That letter, something.
Oh yeah, we got that in Calling Horns, right?
Calling Horns,
The
yeah.
letter of recommendation or whatever.
Yep.
Tamerlane gave it to us, I do believe, in
Yeah.
Calling Horns, and he said there was a powerful friend in Everlund.
See, it's all coming back to me now.
After being reminded.
To the note section. The only reason I remembered. Not what you remembered.
That's why I say, like, remember when I said when we started getting to this point where you're going to start being able to, like, explore the world and everything, it's like, start taking notes, guys, because there's going to be a lot of different things happening all at the same time.
I'm about to page 2 on my notebook here at home, so
I get distracted easy, so I can't stay on.
Stay on target.
Yeah.
Did you guys go to Icewind Dale?
No,
Yeah, we
they
went there. We took out the the Mage King up there and came back.
they did not go to Icewind Dale yet.
Didn't?
Don't let them lie to you. Huss is
So
full of
that-
crap.
no, don't let Huss. Don't let
Huss is full
lie
of
to you.
crap. All right,
Totally full of it, bro.
Notes.
So I guess we're heading down Evermore Way then, huh?
We're on the road again. Can't wait to get on the road.
Come on,
again.
George. Just so you know, George, it's not always safe to be with us. We seem to get into a lot of fights, but we'll watch you because you're
Okay.
our little bush.
Pick a lot of fights, just so we're clear.
Okay, so she's like, so let's, before we make camp, let's go ahead and make our way down to the road there. I think it'll be a better spot.
Okay.
To the
Works
road.
for me.
All right. So you guys kind of make your way the last few miles and park yourself right next to the road. and set up for the night. Your trees and your bush kind of set up themselves to the parallel to the road, opposite of each other, and they kind of plant themselves into the ground.
Inconceivable!
And almost like sentries on either side. And the bush also settles itself into another spot. And once they kind of settle in and stop moving, it's impossible to tell that they were moving just before. They look like a tree in a bush, essentially.
We have spies now.
The little, we might want to use the little hut if we're gonna just camp randomly off the road here. Tiny hut.
The trees need to sleep.
I would feel much safer
No, they
sleeping
don't.
against one of these, literally sleeping against one of these big trees. That's where I would feel safe. And that's what I would like to do.
Okay. Just lean up against one and...
Yep. Yep.
I can hut if you guys want. Curious, George, you can even
I'll
fit
sleep
inside of
it.
it too.
I'll sleep in the tiny hut.
All right, and I'll hut her up.
Hut her up! Alright, so... as you guys kind of get ready for camp and you go through your rations and all that and tend to your bumps and bruises and things like that you still have from the previous day's battles, the evening time turns into night, and sorry, I had a cough that was sneaking up on me. So it moves into nighttime, and as you're sitting by the warmth of the fire, are you guys setting up what you've been doing, the same order of watch and all that other stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
Seems to be working for us so far.
All right. Yep. No worries. Yeah, and even Thara will take a turn pulling guard. So as the night goes on, nothing much of any real consequence seems to happen. Your entire night goes on without a hitch, and the next morning you wake up and break camp. Your trees pulled themselves up by their roots, and they kind of stay along the edge of the road. They're not walking on the road, they're walking off to the side of the road. Kind of, just keeping quiet and laughing and telling jokes. Tree jokes are not actually all that funny, you've found. But that's what you got to deal with as you have two big trees, going along with you. And
one small bush that's probably still asking a bunch of questions.
well, sometimes a lot of what it is doing right now is looking around at everything. Well, as near as you can tell, because it doesn't really have eyes, like I said, but the eye holes that seem to form seem to be looking at all directions at once, trying to take it all in. Just a lot of oohs and ahs, and it's never seen the sky before, so that's definitely something new that it's never dealt with, and it's just having a grand old time. That's for sure.
All right, I'm happy for this bush.
And again, chatterbox, definitely a chatterbox, likes to talk.
Hey, George Bush, I have a tree joke for you. Why did the pine tree get in trouble?
I don't know why.
Because it was naughty. Tell that to your friends.
And it just starts shaking, and its little leaves are just, and it's just laughing super. Its little leaves just shaking all over. And oddly enough, it falls over, which, it's really kind of strange to watch. It laughed so hard it fell over onto its side, and kind of rolled for a little bit down a hill, kind of like a tumbleweed. Really kind of amusing, actually. just as it rolled down the hill like a tumbleweed while it was giggling, and leaves are flying everywhere. And, then you've got, what was it, Toothless. Toothless with a crazy little...
And our bard didn't have to cast a spell for it? Fabulous.
What? Oh. Just kind of laughs a little bit along with it, and as you continue guys' journey. Actually, for the next couple of days, everything goes by without a hitch, with no problems or anything, and you find yourselves not too far from Olostin's hold. So at this point, you can kind of make a decision whether or not you want to continue up towards Everlund, or...
I move that me and Amastray need a drink, or 3.
Or 5.
Exactly. So, plus I would like to ask a man about a cart and a keg, so... Yeah.
I say we ask our, friend who we're guiding instead of just leading her around into places that she may or may not want to go to. For all we know, she could be banned from this town.
That's starting to sound like a her problem. I'm kidding, okay? It's a great point. We should ask her.
We have been on the road for quite a few days now. If you seek the creature comforts, we could stop, if that's what you wish.
Please and thank you. I would love it.
All right.
Trees.
They drink a lot.
Yeah.
I just sit back and watch them make fools. It's
So
quite entertaining sometimes.
All right. So as you guys kind of make your way up this short, few mile, 5 mile ish, give or take, road, as you start getting closer, you kind of notice that this looks like a keep. A large kind of central tower, a little bit on the backside. It looks to be, as you kind of get closer, that you're getting closer to the Evermoors. So it looks like it's pretty much like right on the border of the Evermoors. As you get closer, it does seem to have some nice sturdy stone and wood reinforced walls, kind of imposing. There are some guards posted along the walls, and as you get closer, there's a sign that you can see that basically says "This way to Olostin's hold." Sorry, my mouth stopped working for a second. Now, as you start getting closer up to it, you can see there seems to be a lot of action there. There is definitely a caravan outfitters as you kind of go through the front gates. You're given a couple of weird looks, mostly because of the very large bugbear that you have with you. But the fact that he's remaining calm and he's with normal folk, they just kind of keep a wary eye, but they don't really directly interfere with your guys' movement. So as you kind of go in, there's a lot of hustle and bustle. So there's definitely a place where they are making wagons and carts, or at least fixing them. Down a ways, you can see a rather large smithy, and you can hear the noises of metal being worked off to the distance. And a little bit further out is you can see what has to be the inn, because it's the second tallest building in the village area, the keep being the largest building in this little village. As you get closer, you can tell the name of it. There's actually, as you get closer, you notice that there's an inn on one side, and then across the street from it is a tavern. On the one side, the inn is the Headless Troll, and the tavern is called the Flaming Flagon.
The best kind of troll is a headless troll.
That's right.
Yeah.
So did the trees staying outside?
Yeah, they planted themselves. They thought it would be best for them not to walk through town because not a lot of people are used to seeing walking trees, and the bush was extremely upset by this because it's never been in a town before and really wants to be in a town.
Sorry, George. I'll bring you back a beer.
I don't need this pouring beer on this bush.
Before you leave the
Hey, it
trees,
needs to be
can I ask him a
watered.
question?
What's up?
Before you leave the trees, can I ask him a question?
Sure.
So I've always wondered, you guys might know, if a tree falls down in the forest, nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yes, we do.
Thank you. I've always wondered.
Can you demonstrate what that sound might be?
So Biggie kind of looks at you and says, "Sure, I just need you to come a whole lot closer first."
George, I'm sorry that you're sad that you can't go into the town with us.
Oh, but
I'll
I
tell
want
you-
to see what's... I've never been in a town before.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you another joke
Wait.
to make you laugh while you're waiting.
How big is George?
I mean, it's like a 5-foot round bush.
I
Can
carry
he
you.
be carried?
No. It's like a literal, a bush, but it's a big one.
What if I put him on my head and made him look like an afro?
Yes.
No.
Aw.
George, you want to hear one more joke before we go into town?
But I don't want a joke. I want to go inside.
I wish I could take you inside. I really do, George.
Yeah, I want to go in. All right. Fine.
What did the beaver say to the tree? What did the beaver say to the tree?
I don't know.
It's nice gnawing you.
I love it. Well played.
Starts giggling again. Its little leaves just shaking. It's like, that's terrible, but it's funny.
Maybe that's what happened to Toothless Teeth. It was a beaver.
When beavers fight back. Yeah, so yeah, they stay outside and get themselves planted. And they said they will wait for your return.
Ooh.
I think we need to get George a present because he said he couldn't go into town. Let's see if we can find some little lights that we can hang on his bush.
Right.
You're buying him a beer.
I'm gonna get him a beer too. But we should get him like a little ornament to put on his bush or something. To decorate.
I'm not sure what the legal age for drinking is in this world, but I'm guessing an underage bush is not worthy of an adult beverage.
Don't worry about it, buddy. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It's cool.
I mean, it's a bush. It's not a...
It's a bush. I don't think, it's not like they gotta be 21 to drink.
So, while we're here, I want to make my way to Smithy. I want to see if I can't sell these dragon scales. A crafter might be interested.
Okay. So you make your way over to the smithy. This one is a pretty large one. There's at least 4 smiths that are currently working various projects around the smithy itself. You can see, various swords and axes and shields and things like that all over the place. Some completely finished, some of them in different states of being done.
I would like to approach one that seems to be the least busy. Because I would like to ask him if he would like to buy 6 dragon scales or knows somebody that would.
So as he's kind of working, he stops and looks at you and goes, and this is a human, by the way, and kind of looks at you and goes, "You can't even make a ring with that many scales. Get out of here." Bink,
Darn.
bink, and he goes back to work.
Worth asking. Well, I ain't got nothing then.
Okay.
Right, you know exactly. Time to go down to the inn and get drunk.
All right.
I'm gonna go to the tavern.
All right. So one of you's going to the inn, the other one's going to the tavern. What's everybody else doing?
Sleeping, hopefully.
Come on, Morgan, let's go to the tavern.
Heck
We'll go to
yeah.
the inn later.
All right. So as you go to the actual the tavern, the as you kind of go in, you see immediately why this place is called the Flaming Flagon, because floating in the middle of the room as you first walk in is what looks to be an ordinary flagon that looks like it's on fire and kind of lighting up the entire room.
Oh, I want one of those. I would like to approach the bartender. Can I get... No, that's wrong. Sorry. Never mind. Forget me. Being silly. Wanted a flaming drink. Actually, I would like to ask the bartender if they serve flaming drinks. Because those are always fun.
He kind of looks at you and said, "Do you think a place called the Flaming Flagon wouldn't have at least have one drink which on fire?"
I thank all the dwarven gods. I'll have 2, please.
Inconceivable!
You want one at a time, or you want them both now?
I'll take one at a time, please. Thank you.
What a pansy.
So he kind of goes in and he starts he kind of pulls up and reaches underneath and pulls out a bucket, and kind of pours the bucket out into into a regular like steel or tin drinking cup, and sits it in front of you, and then says, "You might want to get your beard away from this." Picks up a torch off the wall and kind of puts it down onto the drink, and as soon as he taps the top of it, like a mini fire tornado kind of pops out of the flagon. So whatever this is, it's definitely flammable.
And
Get
it was in a
wrecked.
bucket.
And he's like, "You might want to drink it quick before the metal gets hot."
I slam it as he says it, taking his advice on the spot.
Hey.
Go ahead and give me a Constitution save.
Yes! Catch him on fire!
And do it with advantage because you're a dwarf.
Okay, hold on. Advantage. Oh, I have +6 to this too. This is unfair, but still a low roll.
All right. So with a 10, after taking that very first hit, you slam it back. You kind of feel a little woozy. That was extremely strong, but you're able to keep your feet. Now go ahead and give me give me a dex save.
And a dex save. Kapow. Woo. Get wrecked, son.
All right. So because you forgot to blow it out, you very nearly caught your beard on fire. But before you could get any real damage from the fire, you were able to take your hand and put it out really quick.
Whoops.
Before you actually burnt yourself with it.
I got lucky, everybody. Got so lucky.
Yeah, you did.
I'm gonna ask the bartender for just his best mead or ale, and ask him if there's any place in town I could get a little trinket for a friend of mine. Something shiny, something little sparkly trinket.
I mean, we don't really have any jewel smiths or anything here. I mean, maybe the smithy could have some... Does it have to be pretty?
It doesn't have to be pretty, just some, little trinket for just a friend of mine.
You could get a rock and hang it from a string and the guy would be happy.
Then why wouldn't you just get a rock and hang it from a string?
Hey, Stray, a question for you. I have this gold ring that I could give you if you're interested in a trinket.
I guess I could
Are
see
you
if
proposing?
to the bush. No.
Oh, they're officially married.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wait, that's right. I forget about the bush. I'm sorry.
It's for the bush. I will go to the blacksmith to see what he can make for me then.
Okay.
Thank you
For
your...
Because this is it's something that he's got some spare metal. Like, there's always spare metal just lying around. What he does is he fashions, since you don't really need it to be fancy or anything, he fashions a small medallion with a loop at the end of it that you can easily just run some string through and tie it around something if you want to. It's essentially he just charges you a silver for it, and
Okay.
it's just a little copper medallion about an inch wide.
Okay.
It took
One
him
copper?
literally literally took him like 5 minutes to kind of hammer it out, kind of drill a small hole for the thing, and he was done. So
I'll give him a silver as a tip.
he thanks you very, very heartily. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, sir. You wouldn't have to have a piece of string, would you?
He kind of looks around at like swords and shields and pieces of armor and things like that are around. Is like, I'm afraid not.
Or a chain? A small chain?
We may have a small chain around here. Nothing delicate.
It doesn't need to be delicate, just a small chain.
I wonder, can we get like a giant thing of chainmail for George? Like, do they have a chainmail for like a 300-pound orc or something?
You're gonna try. So wait, you're gonna try to get armor for the bush? Is that what I'm?
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing
Yes.
here?
I think he'd like a giant piece of chainmail.
That's actually
He
really
could
kind of
fit in
funny.
it.
I don't think, actually, that he would be able to. There yet? Hold on. No, he would not.
So how much for the small chain that you gotta make for me, sir?
He's like, don't worry about it. It's on the house. And he goes, actually, I don't have a chain, but I did find some twine in the back.
Oh, okay. Okay, that will work.
So he
Thank
hands
you
you a
very
piece of twine about, 15 inches long.
Oh, could you sharpen my sword? I've killed a few giants and some other random stuff. Would you mind, like, sharpening my longsword for me? Take a look at it, see if it needs any repairs.
Definitely can do that. For a quick sharpening and 3 copper.
I will give him a silver.
She's like, thank you again. And he takes your sword from you and walks it over to the back and sits down and it starts kind of pressing his foot on the wheel and it starts spinning the whetstone. And he's got a bucket of water next to him and he takes a rag and dips it in the water and kind of squeezes it over the whetstone. And as the wheel gets spinning, he starts just taking the blade and expertly just slides it along the edge of it. Sparks fly off of it, and before you know it, after a few minutes, you get your sword back, and it is in extremely good shape, nice and sharp, like the day it first was made.
Thank you again, sir, for your service.
No, thank you.
And have a wonderful day.
And he just nods and goes back to the project that he was working on before.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the inn again, or
Okay.
the tavern with
Tavern.
everybody else.
Yep. So yeah, the Flaming Flagon gets a little bit wild, but no fights or anything like that. There was a couple of people who got kicked out a little later in the evening as they were trying to throw their silverware at the flagon that's floating around in the middle of the tavern. But they got quickly picked up and booted out. And much to the laughter of a lot of the patrons at the place. But night goes into later night, and the place starts to kind of empty out as time goes on.
Should we go over to the inn and see if we can get a room for the evening, gentlemen?
Yes, and please.
Yeah, so you're able to go in the so you're able to go across the street, no problem, and you can easily get a room. It'll be a gold for each of you.
I got the gold for everybody on this one.
I should hope so. Didn't you get like 600 from that?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, he's got like a bag full of money.
Mhm.
yeah, no, exactly. The gold hungry dwarf is paying the things at this point.
That's funny.
Let's see. Already paid. There it is. Oh no, that's not it. There's 5 of us, not 6. Whoops.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so
Well, there's a half elf. I don't know where she went.
she stayed outside.
Oh, okay.
She stayed
Are
with the
we-
trees.
So we're not getting her a room or nothing.
No, she didn't come in
I'll
with you.
stay out there with her too if you want to save another gold. I don't like
I-
sleeping indoors.
I'll pay for the room if you decide that you need it, sir.
I'll go sleep outside.
I carry my room on my back.
All right, so I'm saving 2 gold on that one since the bugbear and the turtle are going to sleep outside.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Cool.
All right, so everybody kind of settles into their various places of sleeping, and the next morning you wake up, rip roaring and ready to go.
Roar.
Give
All
me
right.
give me another con save as well, Morgan.
Oh lordy. Let's see, con save. Kapow. Wait. Ooh.
Yeah, with advantage, you're good. All right. No
Took
ill
like a
effects from
champ.
the drink.
Okay, I'm gonna go out and find George and give him his. Oh crap! I forgot to get him a beer. Oh well. I'm gonna go give him.
Aww.
I'm gonna go give him his present that I got made for him.
Okay. So you guys go about your business. You head out. You tie the little metal copper amulet around the neck of some of the branches of George, and George is just shivering. This as one can shiver when you're a bush, but just kind of moves around. It's like, oh, thank you. It's so pretty. I love it.
You were welcome.
What is
George.
it made of?
Tin? I don't. The blacksmith made it for me for you.
It was copper,
I'm
by
not-
the way.
Oh, copper. Sorry, it's copper.
Oh, copper. I've never had copper before. Or tin, or well, besides the metal you guys are wearing, I've never even seen metal before. All right. Well, thank you.
You are most welcome, George. And again, I'm sorry you couldn't go into the town. I know you really wanted to.
Well, maybe it's for the best. I was getting told over here by Biggie that they like to take bushes and throw them in their fireplaces.
Ooh.
Yeah, wood gets used in fires. Yep.
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
But we would not do that to you, George.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So we head
I
on
was
to
like,
Everland now.
what y'all
Everybody.
doing? Yeah, everybody else is good to go. The trees kind of pull up their roots and they all head along their merry way. So the next couple of days, it takes another, 2 days to get yourselves to Everland. But the next 2 days, actually, after the first day, let me check something real quick here.
Everything was totally rolls the dice fine.
Everything went well for everyone. But yeah, so anyway, as you kind of camp during the first night, who do we have here? What was the order here? Skamos, I need you to go ahead and give me a... Wait, how is your dark vision?
60 feet.
60 feet? Okay. Go ahead and roll your perception check. Alright. So, you kind of notice through the light of from the campfire, out a little ways in the woods on towards the forest on the up from the high forest. I couldn't remember the name of the forest off the top of my head. Off from the high forest, essentially that there seems to be a whole lot of eyes kind of moving towards you a little ways off.
Just have eyes.
Let's see. I'll wake up Huss, and then wait, he can't even see. I'll wake up Amandrea.
That's right.
And then show her the eyes and be like, should
Okay,
we
as you're
wake everybody
waking up,
or...
the eyes are getting...
One more hour, Mom. Please don't wake me up.
They're getting a little bit closer, and you can kind of start making out what seems to be some hairy legs.
Less spoilers.
Oh God, is the sad man coming to beat us up for making fun of him? Alright, I'll just shout, Seder! Try and wake everybody up.
Okay, so I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative while I get this set up. I need to make some general battle maps.
I'm guessing it's not Seder.
Inconceivable!
Clearly unperturbed by your yelling. 5 more minutes.
Wait, I forgot. That's not initiative. Don't mind that.
Yep.
All right, I'm awake.
All right, there's the camp. Here is all of you. You guys are all right around the fire area here. Tree is there. Boop. Tree is there. All right. Everybody's around the fire. Get you all set up. Boop. And... is that everybody? Yep, there's the bush, there's everybody. Okay, so,
Where's George? Where's George? That little green bush?
the little Mr. Bush, it says it right.
Oh, okay, I see it. Never mind.
Yep.
He's so little.
Aw. Gotta
Alright.
make sure.
So, on the other side of the road from where you guys are staying, you see come out of the woods what looks to be almost a small army of big ol' honkin' spiders.
I don't like spiders. I don't like spiders.
Oh, big old army of them too.
Yeah, and these things are bigger than you are. When I said giant spiders, I meant giant frickin' spiders.
Oh lordy.
So, actually, did I grab the wrong? I might have grabbed the wrong ones. Hold on.
8. Hold on.
No, I grabbed the right ones. Okay, cool. We're good.
Watch your profanity.
So let's go ahead and everybody rolled initiative. They rolled initiative. Gregic, you are first up. Now, so because where the fire is, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. It's bright light here. And it's dim light there. So anything past that is completely dark. So anybody with dark vision, 5, 10, 15. It's a little bit different, but yeah. So Huss, that's as far as you can see is where that dim light is. So you can see quite to the other side of the road. So you can't quite tell where anything is.
Okay.
I think I will move right here.
Okay.
And I will ready my meat cleaver for one of those spiders.
To get near him?
And that's about it.
All right. Easy enough. Whoops. It said turn, Gregic. Derp. Anyway. So this one starts heading, just beelining straight up. 15, 20, 25, 30. Alright. So it just runs straight towards the group of you. 20, 30, 40. This one heads this way. And Toothless is up. 5, 10, 15, and that's as far as he has to move. So Toothless makes his way up, and with a mighty swing of his... oh, actually, you know what? I completely forgot to roll initiative for these guys. We'll just keep what they got right now. He takes a swing with his branch and completely misses the spider.
Way to go, Toothless.
Yep. Alright, and then giant spider number 2. Moves up. Thera. So... Thera kind of steps right over here, and... What's the range on this? The spell as an action on your turn at the 30 feet. Got it. Okay. So, actually, no, she's going to do this. So she basically grabs a hold of her staff and holds the top of it and enchants it after a quick after a very quick spell on it, and it glows briefly for just a second. And then it ends, and that's where she'll end her turn. So this is now number 4. Actually, Gregik, did not number 8 get within range of you?
5, 15. I guess it's this little corner right here.
Yep. Yeah, number 8 did get in range of you, so you can take a swing at number 8.
Sweet. Alright. Gotta remember how to do this again. There it is. We'll come back. Mind that. I don't know if you saw what I saw, but
That's going to hit with a 20. Uh, 12 total points of damage. He is definitely hurt.
good.
Why won't it let me back to this other one? There we go. Anyway, all right. So you were able to take that one. Number 4 already moved. So number 7. All right. That one moves up. And Huss, your turn.
Alrighty. I'm gonna do my spike growth.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay. So
That's a good spot.
everybody is spiky growth right up in there.
Actually, I'm gonna move it slightly. If I move it there...
Gregik is right in the middle of it.
Oh, not... Well, okay. I want to move it over just... I can't grab it.
Where are you trying to move it?
Just one to the right, so Greg's like right at the edge, but not in it.
Why won't it let me grab it? There we go.
There we go. Like that.
Yep, there you go. Cool. All right, so suddenly out of the road and on the ground all around it, these crazy brambles appear, but then quickly kind of cover themselves up to camouflage themselves. And that is your turn. Is that all you're doing?
Yep.
All right. Giant spider number 1. He runs up here. And then finally... this one runs right into here. So go ahead and roll your damage. All right, 6 points of damage. Do it again. Moderate damage. And again.
Get wrecked, son.
And one more time.
Ouchies.
So 5 more points of damage. Yeah, he's heavily wounded. Took a lot of damage for running directly through those spikes. And now it's Mr. Bush's turn. All right, and moves up that far, and that's its turn. Number 5.
She's crazy.
What's that?
Close to the fire.
Oh. Yeah, there is that.
He ran like through the fire.
All right, go ahead and do your damage.
Crazy George.
I should have gave him a hand axe.
That's funny. And one more group of damage. All right. Moderate damage to that spider as it also runs directly through the spikes. Skamos. Do some
I
Skamosing.
don't even need to move my circle. Thanks, us, for conveniently doing a 20-foot circle on all of them.
You're about to
You're
fireball
welcome.
the shit out of these guys. All right. A whole lot of damage. Holy butts. So your giant ball of flame explodes. And as it explodes, Spider number 8, spider number 3, and spider number 5 all incinerate into a charred mass of spider crunchiness. It's spider barbecue, guys. That's
Delicious.
that's what we have right there.
Get wrecked. Yeah.
That's really nice with the rolling for everything all at once.
Agreed.
That's great. All right.
Now I know how to do it, right?
Yeah, perfect. Morgan, you're up. No, actually,
Yay.
did those make actual plants? Huss?
It says that twists and sprouts, hard spikes and thorns, the air becomes difficult terrain. Transformation of the ground is camouflage, still look natural.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So some of them are on fire now. Morgan, now
Flaming
you're up.
spikes is okay.
Yeah, flaming spikes now. Morgan?
Okay, yeah, hold on.
Are you there, sir?
Math is hard.
Yeah, it
okay?
happens every once in a while.
Especially with all this nonsensory going on right in this. I would like to not get parts.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
With my dash, this is where I land.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stand there at this point.
Okay.
Come at me, bros.
Biggie. 5, 10, 15, 20. And he moves himself up. Oh, actually. Wait. He can attack that spider. So he's going to do that. He is in range. These things have decent range. So he swings with his big O Destructo attack with his and does 20 points of damage with his giant wooden fist. Completely squishing it. It makes an audible popping noise as his wooden fist just crushes the thorax of this spider. And a black sticky goo comes oozing out all over the road.
I didn't know we were fighting weasels.
Well, you know. I'm Andrea.
I could move here to protect George and then shoot at spider number 7 with my bow.
Okay.
I can reach that, right?
Yeah, you can reach that easy. That's gonna hit. All right, 3 points of damage. It's heavily wounded.
I'm going to shoot at it one more time.
Okay. Yep, because you get 2 attacks. That is a 13 and a 13. Actually, does a 13 hit? Oops. A 13 does not hit, actually.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah. 13 doesn't hit.
Okay.
All right. Doing anything else? You're just...
Nope, that's it.
Cool. Gregic, you're back up. Everything that was within range with you is now dead.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
I thought about Bless, but these guys seem pretty weak, so I'm not going to waste a spell.
Yep, there's just a lot of them.
Just move down, Greg.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide which one I want to move down to.
There's a fresh one down there that hasn't been touched.
Fresh one. I'm going to... Here. I'm going to go ahead and rage just because I can.
Okay. Do it. Rage it up, Rage Boy.
Hulk it up, dude. Ugh.
Which one you shooting with your lightning bolt?
I shoot a lightning bolt on 6.
Okay. So your lightning bolt comes out of the sky, and the spider is able to dodge out of the way at the last second.
And it just takes half.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. But that is enough to kill it. As the lightning bolt hits the ground, enough of the pent-up electrical energy is able to travel through the ground and up the leg of the spider, making its leg explode as it collapses to the ground.
And oh, it just did it again. Well, I'm gonna halberd 1.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
That's gonna miss. Yeah.
I'll try it again.
Yeah. And that one will also miss.
No, I've been jinxed.
No, you used all those 20s last. You used all your 20s last week, and you're getting nothing from here on out.
At least it worked once.
Giant spider number 6 is dead. Toothless's turn. 5, 15. He will walk up here. Oh wait, no, it's not Toothless. No, that's spider number 8, and spider number 8 is also dead. Yeah, so it is Toothless. Toothless will go ahead and move up, and with his mighty wooden fist, start to crush the spider in front of him. 13 points of damage. Heavily wounded spider after getting slammed into by the tree. And Toothless kind of grins at you and goes, "Show you how it's done, eh?"
You go, Toothless.
So Thara, now that she knows that there was a whole lot of shenanigans happening up there, she will go ahead and she'll have to move up here. And she will produce a fire in her hand and throw it at the spider directly in front of her, and the flames kind of go wide a little bit and miss the spider completely. And spider number 4. Alright, so...
Dies of movement?
What's that?
Oopsie. Dies of movement? Whoops.
Maybe. 10, go ahead and damage him. Yep. As soon as he moves, that basically straight up killed him. Alright, well...
I love those thorns.
Yeah. Alright, so giant spider number 7 will go ahead and... Where'd it go? There it is. He will flip over and stick his butt directly towards Morgren.
No belly rubs for
And
spiders.
sprays a sticky white goo from its abdomen.
Yeah.
And as it flies towards you, you're able to quickly dodge out of the way, and not get hit by the webbing that splatters on the ground next to you and quickly solidifies.
That is frightening. I'll have everybody know.
All right, Huss, you're up.
Okay. Let's...
God, there's only 2 up.
Yep.
I'm going to fling something at number 7.
Oh, are you?
My sling.
Oh, I thought you said fling something. Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh.
How do I get a 0?
Because you rolled a 1 and you have a -1 to your dexterity.
That is hilarious.
So you weren't able to. So it was just barely a glancing blow. So you hit it, but not square enough to do any kind of damage whatsoever. Your sling bullet kind of pinked off its hard carapace and bounced off into the woods.
At least you hit it, huh?
Yeah, at least you hit it, man.
Good job, buddy. Good job. A for effort.
The fire was clearly in my eye.
Yes. So
Well, you are standing behind the fire, so
That's right.
I'm gonna move forward in case I have to try again.
okay. No problem. So giant spider number 1, who is very, very upset about the fleshy one that's right in front of him, is going to try to bite. Whoops, that's not that.
Me.
Is going to try to bite Gregic and miss. Mother truck.
Oh, I did not see that coming.
No, neither did I. And actually completely misses trying to bite you. And giant spider number 3, who will be unconscious and not do anything.
Yep, he's dead.
Mr. Bush.
George, you be careful.
Can't really do anything. He's like, but I can't go in there.
No.
Oh. I wanted to punch something. I want to punch something. Oh. Next fight, I want to punch something.
Okay, we'll let you punch something hopefully next time.
Okay.
You can go punch the dwarf.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, buddy, but I like the enthusiasm.
Giant spider number 5 is dead. So it's Stamos, it's your turn.
I'll just firebolt the sticky one, number 7.
Okay.
Shouldn't do that in public.
You shouldn't do that in public. Take a firebolt to the face. That's gonna hit, yep. With a 21.
Alright, the kisser.
Wow, it is critically wounded now. You're flaming.
I get to re-roll that one.
Yes, you do. I wish I could do that. It's not a part of the thing. So 5 more, so 4 more damage to number 7. Yep, that kills it.
Nice.
Number 7 takes the full force of your firebolt right to the face, completely dislodging its head from its body, and making a smoldering crater into its upper body.
Ugh. Good job, buddy. Good work.
Morgan!
I will pull out my crossbow and
Okay.
take a pop shot at this spider across the way.
Alright.
Miss.
Just want to hit something.
That's gonna hit. Yeah, 11 more points of damage. It is critically wounded. Your crossbow bolt sticking out of the side of it.
Do I get a second attack, or is there a
No,
reload?
because it is a crossbow, you have to reload it, so it only gets to fire once.
Alrighty. I'll use my bonus action, actually. No, not bonus action. My action surge.
Action surge?
To,
Okay.
yep. To take another shot at this thing.
You still can only fire once.
That's fine. I mean, if I get another attack action, I just want the other attack from it.
Well, that's the thing. The reload prep. Let me double check reload, because I think it's just once per turn that you can fire with a reload item. But let me double check before I say that for sure. Crossbow. It's a heavy crossbow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Loading. I want to say loading property. You can only fire once per turn. See, I can't remember everything. Because the time required to load this weapon, you can only fire one piece of ammunition from it when you use an action, bonus action, or a reaction to fire it. Okay, yep. So yes, you actually can reload it and fire it again with using your action surge.
Cool. So can I keep the roll that I just had, or do you want me to roll again?
Yeah, no, you hit it.
Alrighty, and kapow.
And it is dead. Your second one hits it right in one of its 5 eyes on the left side of its body, right side of its body, and it collapses at the feet right in front of Gregic.
Get ready,
Rob,
son.
get my redemption.
I'm sorry, buddy. I wanted to hit something. I mean, darn Bard's kind of just owning everything these days. I mean,
Yes.
My fire didn't kill it, the spikes did.
Yeah, that's right. Spellcasters for days.
I kill something with my axe. I kind of kicked the ground a little bit.
Aww.
Aw.
Just wanted to hit something.
So did George. George didn't get to either.
Yeah, and you got some smack talk from the tree that's missing
Right.
teeth.
Skamos, we got a pretty good combo here. I stick him to the ground, you light him on fire.
Pretty much.
You know, of the best ways to keep the dwarf out of trouble, threaten to hurt it if it tries to. I mean, it seems legit. I mean, if you want to go hit it, you have to go in the brambles. I don't want to take damage.
No.
Fuck.
Do spiders have any loot on them?
No. Spiders aren't known for carrying around bags of gold.
And like take their bile sacks or whatever, their poison
Um,
gland?
the poison gland? You can go ahead. Do you have any vials or anything?
Have that weird sack. Let me check my inventory. I picked up a lot of weird things.
Yeah, you have. You picked up a lot of weird things.
Actually, can I empty out my water skin and use that and turn it into a poison skin?
You're not going to be able to fill a water skin with poison. There's just not going to be enough poison.
Oh, what's Gum Gum's sack?
Oh, that was one of the. It was a small sack that the goblin Gum Gum was carrying.
Gum
Yeah,
gum.
that's right. I kept that.
Yeah. I said you kept like everything.
I dump out my potion and you that.
What potion?
Well, I just have one potion.
Why would you?
I think it's just a normal little health potion.
You would dump out a health potion. Okay.
I mean, please don't.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you, but that's what you want, man. That's what you want. I'm not. Yeah, you want to do it? Do it.
Don't think I.
What about my lantern? The bullseye lantern thing? Could I like put the poison in that thing as a container?
Do you have any oil flasks?
Why don't you just go slice it open and just edge your weapon with the poison?
Just carry the spider around until we get to town.
Just dragging it. He's just got this spider by the leg, just dragging it down the road. Just, God, you've kept everything else. What's a spider corpse at this point? Really? Let's.
How long do those the poison glands last on a dead giant spider?
I mean, I don't know. That would probably be a nature check.
All right, let's nature check it.
All right, I'm curious.
All around.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh man.
So probably within an hour, you would have to get it into another container before it starts to lose its potency.
Hey, does anyone have a container?
No, and that's just it. I ain't got nothing to put this in. And I mean,
Something vial
Size
size.
has a hole in his mannequin by now. Could we fill that up?
No, you can't fill it up a mannequin. Holy crap.
Doesn't do anything if I put some poison on my orc's fertility totem.
wait. Could
Does that bring like good luck?
can I use my drinking horn since it's a horn, and it has that narrow bottom at the bottom? Would I be able to use that as a collection vessel? As a
No, you need
makeshift
something with a stopper. If it's in contact with the open air, it'll lose its potency much quicker.
I got you. I got
So
you.
it needs to be stored in some sort of vial or something to that effect.
I would like to coat my weapon in the spider venom because That's the best I got at this point.
Do the
Okay.
trees have anything to store venom?
No, they're trees. They have no
doubt it.
clothes. The Emperor has no
I don't know, maybe
clothes.
they could have some weird tree thing that they just grab
Magic.
venom with.
Those,
spray it at people. I don't know trees.
those infamous poisonous venom trees that we hear so much about
I
these
guess I'll
days.
just have to settle. I'll coat my halberd in poison too.
Okay.
That couldn't even do anything by the time we get in our next fight.
Probably not. After about a minute, it will dry up and be inert.
That's worth it. Dang it. Okay.
Hell,
On to the next
are their
adventure.
fangs worth anything?
Slaughter.
I don't know. Maybe to the right buyer. I don't know.
Skin them and sell with spider skins.
Spiders don't really have skin. They have carapaces, carapace, carapuscles,
Carapace.
carapaces.
How much does this
carrot
spider
piss?
weigh?
No.
Well, wait, that's carrot juice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
carrot piss.
We should just get going, guys.
Right.
Finish up
Yeah.
your evening. So,
Sleep.
yep. Finishing out the rest of the evening goes off without a problem, and you make your way to Everland. And with that, we will take our first break. It's been about 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I've been drinking a whole lot of water. And so I'm going to take a quick break. We will be back in about 10 minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. We still got another good, hour and a half or longer, depending on how things go, for our group. But yeah, I really, really got to go take a break. So I will be right back. We all will.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Bye-bye.
Man, I gotta do a better job collecting things. I can't even hold. I don't even have anything to store. Poison. Ah. Oh boy.
Stop, don't come back.
Yay, and I'm back. So what's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight? As we wait for everybody to get back from their breaks. Hope y'all having a good evening. I know I'm having a good evening. I think it's very, very amusing that the Bugbear rolled 2 3s in a row. Just want to throw that out. That's amazing and deserving because he rolled 2 20s before and not anymore.
Last week I rolled 4 crits.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Now you can't hit anything. Perfectly
Right.
balanced, like all things should be.
Oh, this tree. This tree. I mean,
Talking smack to you. Oh, Toothless is, he's got a... Matter of fact, let me switch this out. Let me change his letter. I'm going to try to find some better art for these guys so they actually have something other than just a letter. But for now...
about to carve out another tooth.
While he's sleeping. But he don't sleep.
That's true.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Hints. They have do they have night vision?
The trees, no. They cannot see in the dark.
Cool would it be to be a tree ant in this game?
It would be ridiculously overpowered as a
Can you
player.
imagine trying to walk into a town?
You don't walk in so much as you just meander. You know, you
And if you're
meander.
a tree, you probably wouldn't go into town anyway.
Well, I would just to see all the fire.
Oh, what's in here? Oh my god, I'm on fire. What?
Yeah.
Tastes like burning. Poor Ralph.
Some drunk comes over and takes a pee on me. Hey, he hit
man.
hard. What was that? That one did a 20.
Yeah.
That's right.
3d6 plus 4.
Ouch.
Yeah. They punch hard.
You'd be stronger as a character though too, right? Because then you could level it and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you can... They just don't have it, like, balanced. I'm sure if I took the time, I could probably find a way to make it more balanced character-wise, but, yeah. But yeah, not quite.
Assassin. Just wait till they walk by and whoosh.
Yeah, they don't even know you're there. We're just in the forest. Next thing they know.
Hey,
Yeah, especially like the rogue archetype assassin. Like
Right.
if they have like enough time, I think it's like if they have 1 minute in order to watch their prey, they can do like a ridiculous amount of extra damage to them. If they don't know that they're there. So yeah, that'd do it. That would do it. All right, is everybody back? We still got people. We got another like 4 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes. Never mind.
Just remember, whiskey helps everybody. Whiskey helps everything.
Maybe. Sometimes it can make
Okay,
maybe it can make everything worse either.
well, I'm moving for that whiskey's gonna help this drink get better.
What are we
No, it's-
drinking?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Uh huh.
I'm more of a vodka or rum person myself.
Ooh. I can totally get behind me some vodka or rum. I mean, the summer's coming up. It's definitely gonna be rum season. That's for darn sure. I just hadn't even bothered to get into the bottle of whiskey I got for Christmas, and figured it was a good idea. Good time for it.
All right. Getting everything set up for the next little bit.
Phenomena. I mean, fighting trees, yo. Fighting trees. Oh, God. Oh, God, no. I got something.
I gotta so remember to use something the next time we fight giants, because I keep forgetting that I have them.
Those arrows?
Yep. I'm like, damn it.
I just want to see what it does. If I remember right, doesn't have a chance to, like, it does extra damage to them and knocks them on their butt, or has a good chance of knocking them on their butt. I think that's what it was.
It gives me a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Yeah.
When you hit a giant, the giant takes an extra 2d6 damage.
Yeah.
And they must do a DC 15 strength saving throw or fall prone.
Yep. Yeah, so extra damage, it can knock them on their butt. So,
I'm like, dang it, I keep forgetting to use those. And it's anything that's giant, not necessarily just giants. It just says Ettins and trolls.
Yeah, everything that's considered a giant race, essentially.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
So
I
yeah,
keep
that's-
forgetting that I have 10 of them.
Yep. And the thing about, and just so you know, the thing about ammunition is that once you fire it, it loses its magical properties.
So then it just becomes...
It becomes a regular arrow if you recover it.
If you can recover it.
Yeah. So that's the difference between having like a magical piece of ammunition as compared to like a magical bow. Because the bow imbues the non-magical ammunition with it while it flies, and then it's a normal arrow once it hits. Same thing, if it's already a magical arrow, it becomes a normal arrow once it... Not once it hits, but...
Once it's used.
Yeah. So, I think we're all back, yes?
Yes, we are.
All right. So we just arrived at the city of Everland, Everlund, if you will. You're coming from the south side, guys. So you're coming in, you know, obviously right here. Why won't you let me draw the arrow? You jerk.
That's a nice looking city.
It is. Anyway, there. Arrow. I did it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're coming from the south essentially, and it's a pretty good sized city. It's situated on the bank of the Faerun River. It's a very active mercantile community. So as you get closer to it, it's got a really thick stone wall. Looks like 15, 20, maybe even 25 feet thick. It's essentially kind of a... There's city gates essentially at 5 different places, kind of like a spokes of a great wheel. And as you can kind of see on the map there, the 5 different gates, the one in the south that you're coming in on, and then the other ones that are kind of going up around it. The streets, as you get closer to it, are clean and just really nice. The whole place is done up really kind of well. It's well kept, especially for being outside of like a major settlement. This one is in really good shape. So they're actually, a lot of the streets are super wide enough that you can get, multiple carts going on it, caravan vehicles, all that kind of stuff. You can definitely see the army patrolling the walls. And they're not subtle about them patrolling the walls. They wear actually bright red uniforms, so they're very easily seen. And you can see how many there are. So I don't know how good they are necessarily, but it's definitely a deterrent because you can see how many of them there are up at the various parts of the wall. So all the buildings are really, really well maintained, and tall spires, colorful banners. Like this place has got a lot of stuff, and because it's mercantile, you can pretty much find, anything and everything that you could want.
Ooh.
If you look around for it. Anyway.
So, as we come up to this town, I need to find a shop that I could procure a diamond at, actually.
You could definitely find some jewel, some jewel smiths and jewel crafters, jewel cutters.
Perfect. I just need to do an even exchange with something because, I mean, I was sorting through the spells, and a reagent for Raise the Dead is a diamond. So I figured that
Did you see how much that diamond has to be?
Help me clarify with that question because it raises questions.
Okay.
Is it not a $500? A 500 gold piece?
For Raised
gem
Dead?
For Raised Dead? I thought that's what was the reagent for that. And at least that's where the line of thinking currently is.
Yep, 500 gold. Yep.
That's an expensive.
I mean, but for Raised Dead, I figure I have a gem worth that much. The vendor might trade me.
Which
For Raising the Dead, that means they just come back like a zombie, right?
no.
Well, as long as the body is within 10 days dead, you raise the dead, but there's a 4-day penalty to stats because death is a tough business, as it were.
Is it a pet cemetery raised from the dead type thing?
No, it's more like you're alive again and you get to continue adventuring.
Pet cemetery.
So I figure I might as well at least have a diamond in the group. I know me well enough. I need it for me.
Somebody might need it, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd much rather you just save it for that stinking chainmail.
Well, at
The
this
full plate?
point,
Full plates.
I'm not necessarily buying it. I have this Alexrite, and I'm just gonna try to trade the vendor outright for it. I mean, I'm not losing anything. I'm not gaining anything. It's just reagent clarification. Because, I mean, 500 gold piece Alexrite, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly.
Alexandrite. Yeah, okay.
How much did your plate cost? Why don't you just sell that Alexandrite for 500 and buy your plate?
I'm 200 gold pieces short. I mean, if the group wants to spring and help me get the plate armor, I mean, I would sell everything outright to support that.
Well,
How much is your plate?
It's 1,500 gold, if I remember right.
And I have eight.
Which is my onyx.
I have 883 gold on me after all the conversions. No, I'm sorry, I have 923 gold after all the conversions because I just remember I had all that platinum. And that's not including the... I mean, if we can find a vendor that'll take a bunch of gold and a trade, I need about 150 gold pieces if anybody's got that. Excuse me.
I don't have that much.
But again, I'm also interested in having a diamond in the because reasons.
We should buy us night vision goggles.
I agree with this too.
I mean, I can give you 109 gold pieces, and I have an onyx on me.
Okay, let me get my calculator
What
out.
is your? What is
formally know them.
your? Let me find this. The onyx should tell you if you look at it how much it's worth. 50 gold.
7, 7.
That's
I honestly don't need much.
What's your profanity?
Yeah, if you click the actual dragon head next to the gem, it should tell you how much it's worth.
That's handy dandy.
Yep.
So that'd be 169 gold I can give you.
I need 80. I need 80 gold pieces, squarely on the head, and that's after I turn in this Alxorite. But I'm still very much interested in having a diamond. I'm just.
Well, don't forget you can also sell your
My other armor is worth 200 gold pieces.
Yeah, so you can sell that for 100.
So I have a question to the group. Does anybody have a? I remember when the large gems were going out. There are 2 or 3 gems. Does anybody have another gem?
I have a lapis, but it's only worth 10 gold.
Oh darn. Okay, it's worth asking because I mean, again, my brain goes to the attempt at good practice. Okay, so I would like to go. I would like to go down to the blacksmith then. Me and Gregic. So I can do this.
You can very easily find pretty much anything you want in this town. Because it is mercantile. There's traders all over the place. There's an open air market right there in the center, that big open area that you can see. There's stalls set up there and everything. So it's really easy to find a place that sells just your size, already made plate mail. They just need a day to kind of adjust the size to make it fit you better.
Perfect. The one question I would have is, how much would they give me for my splint armor? It's 200 gold pieces is the original cost.
Yeah, 100.
Okay, perfect. And they would take the Alxorite on the.
They will take that as payment. Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll just simply keep 100 gold pieces as a thing to have. Okay, I'll make all the deductions and delete the things from my inventories.
That means I need to delete the stuff from mine, right? The onyx and everything?
No, only 80 gold. That's all you need to worry about.
So that onyx was 50, so it would be that onyx plus like 30?
Well, then I'm not even going to bother removing the onyx because I have 109 gold on me.
Okay.
Myself.
Yeah. Whichever way you guys want to skin that cat.
Hey, while we're in town, then, since I have leftover gold, how much does a vial cost? Like buying a vial?
A vial in and of itself is I want to say they're not expensive so much. So just a regular vial, an empty vial, is a gold per vial. But you can get some, depending on where you go. Like you can find some alchemists. You can definitely find some acid vials and things like that. Antitoxins are around. You can buy those. Those are out in the open and easily found.
Can I buy some bagpipes?
I mean, yeah.
Why didn't my AC change?
Bagpipes are only 30 gold.
Bagpipes are 30 gold.
And they weigh 6 pounds.
Are you wearing? Did you put it in there? Your plate, man?
I've added the heavy plate.
You put half plate. Didn't you buy full plate?
I did. Whoopsie. Thank you.
That would be why.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Explains so many things. Not that I wasn't already mostly encumbered. Wait. Oh god, I need to figure out my inventory issue. Cause
you could get glass bottles too, and they're only 2 gold.
Vial, you said, is 1 gold, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Is there a way I can actually look to see what an alchemist would sell?
So yeah, if you just open up the items tab or the items button, it'll have all the different things that is available.
Don't come back.
And so like if you just type in vial, you can see all the different kinds of vials that they have out there. Now the acid, and when it comes to vials, like the acid and the antitoxins and the empty ones and the perfumes and all that kind of stuff like that, all that is very easily found. The poison, not so much. You might have to go asking around different things. But if you go to adventuring gear, you'll also find like your alchemist fire flasks and stuff like that as well.
And like acid vials, are those like, you can't dump that on a weapon, right? Like that.
No,
can't...
but you can throw it at a bad guy and shatter it on them. So it shatters on impact, and when it hits, they take 2d6 acid damage.
I would like to investigate something.
What you gonna investigate?
To see if I can have those goggles of night made.
The goggles of night.
I put a link in Discord.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What it might cost, just out of curiosity. If this place could even do it.
Well, you're getting into essentially that's a magical item, essentially. So
Yep.
being able just to buy one might not be easy. You would have to look around. You might be able to find one. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. How's a 14?
So you do hear that there's this kind of eccentric mage that's always kind of he always seems to have a bunch of random stuff, and nobody quite knows where he gets it from, but they do know that he will on occasion part with something for gold, depending, or trade it for something else that he finds interesting.
Okay.
So you can easily find directions to him. He actually has a small, out-of-the-way shop, kind of. I wouldn't even call it a shop. It's more like the old Chinese place from Gremlins. You know, kind of like in the corner, in the back, around an alley, in the alley's alley. You know, that kind of thing. And
Around a few corners.
yeah, around a few corners, and you see this rather unassuming door. And the only thing that kind of really stands out about this door at all is that it has a light blue triangle on it.
Ooh. Okay. I want to go in there and ask him.
So as you try to push open the door, you find that it is locked.
I want to knock.
Okay. So you knock on the door, and you kind of hear, like, just suddenly, like, glass just shatters. And then immediately after the shatter, you start hearing, you hear an old voice go, "Oh my!" And then the next thing you know, you see, like, this billowing cloud of smoke come out from underneath the bottom of the door.
This is my kind of guy.
And you can kind of just hear some, like, thumping into random things, it sounds like, as it's slowly, like, the sounds get closer and closer to the door, and you hear coughing and just retching, and finally the door just swings open, and just this cloud, just billowing cloud of black, pungent smoke comes out from this doorway, and just kind of almost darkens everything. Just woof, and you're completely surrounded by this cloud. Give me a Constitution save real quick.
Constitution
Yep.
save. Just straight up con.
Yep. Con save. That's a check. Do the saving throw will be on your yeah.
Oh, the other side.
Yep. Under the saves column.
Seriously.
I'm gonna let you since it's all the same, I'm gonna let you have the first one.
Okay.
Because it's still a +1 regardless, so I'll let you have the first roll. So yeah, you kind of the smoke kind of makes you a little sick to your stomach, but you're not, affected by it. You're not even really coughing too much. Your eyes tear up just a little, and it stings just a little bit. But other than that, you're fine. But yeah, so this wizard guy who is very obviously a halfling. When the door comes open, because when the door swings open, all the smoke comes out, but you don't see ahead until you look down. And this guy is, pretty old. Looks like he's pretty old for a halfling. He's got gray, just gray and brown, gray all mixed in with his brown hair. And his gray's coming in like really, really randomly. And because it's coming in all like randomly, it looks really odd, almost like he has spots of gray. So it could be that he's old, or it could be that he's done something to himself to make that happen. Who knows with this guy, right?
Right.
And he's just waving his hands around. He grabs a nearby tome next to the door. And from where you can stand, from what little you can see with the smoke billowing around, is that there looks to be stacks of books everywhere. You can see like various vials of various colors lying around. But he just grabs the nearest tome and starts swinging it around all wild-like, trying to get all the smoke out of his room. And the smoke it almost seems like ever since he opened the door, there's more smoke coming now. Like it's never ending, this smoke. And he's just retching and swinging around this tome and trying to get this smoke out of his house.
Poor dude.
I want to try to help him out with using my druidcraft cantrip, because I can do small like puffs of wind and
you
stuff.
You can do puffs of wind. All right. So what do you like? I got to blow it across the front of the door, kind of create some negative pressure and pull it out.
Yeah, try to help him pull out the smoke and stuff.
Well, it's too bad you don't have gust of wind memorized. Anyway, or prepared, not memorized. Anyway, so yeah, so you start doing this wind and blowing it out, and after about 10 minutes, the smoke finally seems to start dissipating out of this guy's house. And with the last couple of puffs, it finally kind of heads out. You can see in the middle of the floor, over by one of the work tables, where there is a bunch of different chemicals of some sort, mixtures, whatever, all kind of laid out. And on the floor, right in front of this table, is this small pile of gray ash and broken glass. And it seems to be, with the smoke that's still kind of wafting off of this, that's probably where all that smoke was coming from.
Crazy.
Poor dude.
Well,
No, young man. It's not crazy. It's alchemy. And it's rather fun.
It looks entertaining.
Oh, you have no idea. This is my 4th Brexit this week.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, I like this guy.
Yeah.
You're neat.
Oh,
Maybe
but
friends.
where are my manners? You have helped me so much today. Tell me, what brings you here? Who are you?
So I'm Huss.
Ah, Huss.
I'm a turtle.
A turtle. I've heard.
The
Hold on. Hold on. And he just starts ruffling through papers, and he just keeps. Hold on.
Holding, sir. Holding.
No, that's...
I'm on the Blitz
No, I'm
Hold
sorry,
on,
that's a
hold
taper. That's a taper. I was thinking taper. Not turtle. No, I have no idea what you are.
Well, now you do.
Oh, well,
Turtle.
okay. Interesting. All right, well, I'll deal with that. So, welcome. What can I help you with?
So I was asking around. I'm looking for a specific kind of goggles. See, I have trouble seeing at night. Most of my other
most of
friends
us
that I
do.
hang with, yeah, have like this thing they call dark vision, and
I think it's... I got a secret for you.
What?
I think it's the darkness that makes that happen. And he winks at you.
Anywho, I was hoping to. They said that you come across some odd things from time to time, and I was wondering if you've come across anything called like goggles of night or any sort of trinket that helps see in the dark.
I believe... I believe... I don't... Perhaps... Perhaps. It's a very strange word, perhaps. Does it mean...
The more you say it, the weirder it is.
First, what is a haps? And what must something be in order to do it every time a hap happens? Wait, is a hap a happens? If a happens, then it's perhaps, which means per happens. So every time something happens, you have... That doesn't make any sense. Because perhaps means maybe it'll happen.
Watch your profanity.
And we've lost him.
Yeah. I see where you're going with this.
I don't.
I
But
think
that's
it
fine.
went with the smoke.
That is... Wait, what were we talking about again?
Perhaps.
Goggles! You wanted goggles.
Yeah.
You wanted goggles.
That's right.
I think I have
glasses.
some goggles, but I don't know what kind of goggles. Let me... Hold on. You wait
check 'em
right
out.
there,
Drunk vision, come
Wait
on,
right
host the
here.
drunk vision.
and we'll see what we might be able to have. Hold on. And he kind of starts like... Apparently there's this whole other back room that you just thought there was stuff piled against the wall. Apparently that was not a wall, that's just a line of crap. And there's more stuff further back in this area. So he kind of pushes his way between two stacks of books, which then teeter precariously back and forth as he makes his way through. And then you just start hearing just noise, just shuffling and the occasional shattering of glass. And
Can I help you find anything?
Oh, no. I know what I'll find when I'm looking for it. And he keeps going, and you just hear all this noise, just glasses, another more shattering. Then you hear like some pieces of wood knocking together, clack, clack, clack. That might come in handy later, and you hear it just get thrown somewhere else. And it's just chaos coming from the back end.
Maybe we should go help him.
He's like, okay, wait, I think, yes, no, yes, I don't know, maybe. So he comes back, and
Like where this is going.
he comes back, and he's got something in a box. This box is not really ornate in any way. It's just, it looks like a standard wooden box. It's about 4 inches by about 6 inches. It's got a little metal clasp on it. And
Is there a cat inside?
No, it doesn't have Schrodinger on it or anything like that. So he brings it up and he goes, I think this is what you want. And he grabs the latch and he pulls it open. And when he pulls it open, you see a flask.
A flask?
Yeah, more of a flagon. But it's one of those, like, German style that has the opening and closing lid.
Okay. That looks like something one of my friends would like.
Ooh, I'll test it.
But I'm pretty sure this is what you wanted, right? You said you wanted some groggles.
No.
Sir, what are groggles? I'm curious.
You're not there.
Aw.
No, maybe we were talking about perhaps, and we got confused on a couple of things, and smoke was in my eyes and throat, so maybe it sounded like groggles.
Oh. Okay,
Like
so
goggles, like glasses, things you put on your eyes.
things you put on your eyes. You mean spectacles.
Spectacles,
Spectacles.
like the
Why?
ones on your face.
That's where they went. Thank you. I appreciate that. Fine. Yes.
You could hardly see.
Spectacles. I'll be right back. And he goes right back through that two bookcases, and the books start wobbling again, and there's more chaos happening in the back and stuff shattering. And then a shoe goes flying over the books and nearly hits you. And then followed behind it is a slipper that does not match the shoe that went flying over it. Don't know. It's pure chaos happening in the back, and you think you just heard a cat growl. Weird. But like all these things are happening, and finally,
Kitty!
after some time, he comes back. And he's like, I believe I have found what you were requesting, but we must talk about what I shall receive in return.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you need? What do you want? What do you like? What's your pleasure?
Those
What
are
you
questions that are far too difficult and broad to answer.
Is there something
The
you
real question
don't
here is,
have
what
that
are
might
you
be?
wanting to give me for these?
I have some pixie dust
Other magic items. Ooh.
Oh.
that I could trade. It's about 7 pinches left.
Oh,
It's some pretty interesting stuff. It does some random things.
random,
one
you
time
say?
one time it made one of my friends fly.
Really?
The
And what?
other time, I think it tried turning one invisible or something, but it kind of got a bellyache instead. Fun to experiment with.
He just kind of leans back a little bit. He gets this little grin on his face and goes, and you're telling me that you, Turtle, Huss, man of men, Turtle of Tortles, the great smoke disperser of this day, has such things?
I do. I might have 1 or 2 scrolls as well. If you're interested in those.
Scrolls, anyone
See?
can make scrolls, but pixie dust, that's rare. Not only is it rare, have you ever tried to milk a pixie?
I
It
mean,
never
yet.
turns out well.
I didn't think about milking them. I just thought about shaking them, but I could see how milking them would be an issue.
Isn't that the same thing?
I mean,
Never mind. Doesn't matter. The point is, if you have this, we may have ourselves a deal. But first, let's make sure what you say is what you have. And what I have is what you see. Shall we? Indeed. And he produces a silk cloth. And he kind of starts to unwrap the silk cloth. And as you kind of look at it, it's... Whoops. I spelled terribly bad. So yeah, basically these these are really kind of sturdy looking goggles. They kind of have a green color glass to them. And other than that, they look kind of unassuming.
Okay. How do we try these out to see if they work? You got a dark space?
Oh, I could make one, but I don't think these work in that. So that wouldn't be helpful. Wait. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. And he starts. He runs over to some windows and starts like closing all the windows up. A couple of the windows that actually have shutters, he shutters close and locks up. So after like the door gets closed and he starts covering everything up, it is it's not dark, but it's definitely dim.
Okay.
So go on, try them out.
Okay, I'll put them on.
All right, so as soon as you put them on, everything in the room brightens up. So it looks like it did when all the windows and doors were open before.
So you're saying they work?
It seems that way.
Even better than dark vision, because dark vision is black and white, I believe. So winning.
Ooh. Well, they definitely seem to work. So when I hand him, since I'm playing with those, the bag of pixie dust so he can try that.
He says, "You're sure?"
Yeah.
So he kind of takes the bag and he opens it up and he looks in it. And he smells it. He takes a little bit of it out and kind of rubs a little tiny bit of it between his fingers and kind of just feeling it. Reaches back in, pulls out and said, "And you just need a pinch."
Just a pinch.
And he tightens the bag back up and takes it and puts it over his head and just starts to sprinkle it all over the top of his head.
This guy.
So suddenly, his feet pop up off the ground. And he looks down at his feet and goes, "Oh, this is amazing." And he just starts zooming around his office. He just starts zooming, like he's barely clearing between the ceiling and the top of bookshelves. He's just zooming around. He looks like one of those planes in the toy stores that are hooked to a line from the ceiling and it just spins around in a circle. He's just flying around and around. There are papers flying off his shelves as he zooms by.
I'm gonna be cheering, clapping.
Okay, he actually misses a couple of turns and smacks into the wall a little bit. He comes back and then stops and then kind of floats down and goes, "This is the most fun I've had in at least. How long ago did we break that vial? Doesn't matter. The point is, I'm good if you're good."
I'm good. I think you're gonna have much more fun with that.
You have no idea.
I think I have an idea. I really think I have an idea.
Maybe, but you have no idea. But thank you very much. I have some experimenting to do. So, if you excuse me, it was a pleasure doing business. And as he's doing it, he kind of turns you around and starts kind of pushing you a little bit, urging you towards the door, if not out the door, as he floats behind you, kind of pushing you forward. It's like, just enjoy your gift. Whatever. It was a deal. Just head out. And as he kind of gets you out the door, suddenly the door just slams behind you. And then you hear like a whoosh noise as soon as the door closes behind you.
That might be my new favorite person that we've run across so far.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely delightful.
All right. I have some goggles, I guess.
You do.
And
So you know
mine
I
is
bought 5
pixie
vials.
dust.
Yeah. Did you actually
So-
get those yet, or did they? Pixie dust goes bye-bye. And you get that a thing. And it went unidentified, but we can easily fix that as being identified. There you go.
Sweet.
So all we need to do now is find ourselves some cave to dwell in, and good, right? Or delve into, rather.
Well, who's got the letter from Tamerlane about the powerful friend that we're supposed to find in Everland?
Oh, I might have picked that one up actually.
I thought it was Skamos or Bugbear, because we got it from the lady that really was into the Bugbear, right?
She was.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the
I
letter
wasn't
was.
here for that.
No, you were not here for that. There was an older woman who was into hairy men. It's a thing that happened. So yeah, So basically, the where you were supposed to take it, that was Tabelin's letter, and out of Calling Horns, and she gave you a letter to a powerful friend in Everland if we show it to the half-orc innkeeper at Dandivor's house.
And I think we should go there.
Okay.
Tally ho!
Yeah, so you make your way over there. It's not hard to find. Just after a couple of questions, you can easily find it. And once you're there, you see the half-orc innkeeper.
Give him the letter. Who's ever got the letter?
Oh, by the way, Skamos, you said you wanted to buy bagpipes. They're 30 gold.
Yep, I already
Okay.
took out the gold.
Gotcha. All right.
I went and bought 5 vials, took out the gold.
Okay, cool.
And I'm assuming with those goggles, it's like what the link says they do.
Yeah, you put them on, you get
60
60 feet of dark vision.
So if someone with dark vision, they get an additional 60.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, did Farah find her friend and do all that? She
We're
was
not there
kinda
yet.
Wandering
Wrong-
around with
wrong
Oh,
us.
place.
she wants to go to.
This is the first
Jalanthar.
step before.
Oh,
yeah, you
yeah,
guys got
yeah.
a little bit farther to take her where she's wanting to go.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So as you kind of come up to the innkeeper. Let me open up this thing so I can do the right thing here. Yeah. So anyway, you did the thing. When you bring it up to him, essentially, he opens it up and reads it and says, "Ah, so Lady Tamlin has decided to grace you. Well, here's my question. Do you need it now or do you need it later?
What do you mean by it, sir?
Alright. Well, that's fine. So, you've never dealt with such things. First timers. Got it. Got it. So, essentially, what you have here is a request for a favor. What is that favor? That's what you have to ask. And we decide whether or not it's too much. So if you're not ready to cash it in, don't. But you'll know where to find me if you ever need to.
I mean, a favor, you say? I mean...
A favor, a title, a name. There's a various other things it could be. Just really comes down to it. Just, you come in, you ask, and we'll figure something out.
So there's this guard that I want killed. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Could you figure out a way to permanently animate my mannequin?
That's a wizard thing, kid. I don't know what to tell you.
So that would be too much for the favor? That's what I figured. But I figured I'd ask.
Soon. Oh. Actually, can I have somebody killed? An assassination, so to speak.
He kind of looks. He looks around. You ain't one from subtlety, are you?
No, sir. That's me and subtlety don't get along, as it were, or words, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, why don't you say it a little bit louder next time? I don't think the people in the back heard you.
My apologies, sir. Is there a better place for us to talk about this?
Perhaps. But the real question is, and the first question is, why?
Because a lot of good people got hurt.
Come back later this evening. Say 8 bells.
Yes, sir.
So, do we all get a favor, or just one favor for the entire group?
It's a favor.
I think we should save the favor for something that we really need the favor for.
That's what I think too.
All right, fine. You guys make a wonderful point. I
Did
defer.
you, were you gonna
I-
have the giant killed?
No, I wasn't gonna have Gut killed. Actually, I wanted. I'm trying to find this in my notes. I
You've
want
been
this...
wanting turtle soup for a while, so this probably
No, Huss, not you. I want the snail killed down in Daggerford. You remember when we first got to Nightstone, and the Zolkin and that whole situation, and how Goon leans in and was just like, if you ever need anything, devious something, dark something or other, go find the snail down in Daggerford. I never really liked that whole situation between us and Zolkin, let alone the guy Zolkin's working for. So I figured
you wanted to go down there and be pals.
Well, that was then. This is now. If I can get an assassination, I don't. That's one less thing I have to do in Daggerford.
I mean, the snail's probably like really low on the totem pole. He sounds more like a recruiter. Killing him would probably not do much.
You're more than likely right. Forget I said anything then. That's
Didn't
all
do.
I was after. Psh. Yeah, that's all I'm after. So if you guys think it's a bad idea, it's a bad idea.
So is there anything else y'all need to buy while you're here? Like I said, there's enough here to probably keep y'all. Most like any kind of mundane stuff is definitely there. I'm
good.
All right.
Oh,
I
So
don't
if there's
think
nothing
anybody
else-
need anything.
All right. So if there's nothing else that y'all need to do, the day goes on, and eventually it comes time for you to have your meeting back at the inn.
indeed. The group I'm traveling with has made a
Well,
very
Wait,
point.
I'm just saying, are you going to the inn?
I might as well go talk to him and formally tell him. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the inn, have this little meeting. At least,
So,
at least
when
respect of
you
it,
get to
know?
the inn, you're quickly met by the half orc, and he kind of takes you and walks you upstairs. And upstairs, kind of in the mezzanine, there are some private booths, essentially, where they are tables that can be covered by a heavy curtain that can be pulled across. You're taken up to one of them, and let me caution you. These are one of the most powerful people in this city. You would be well to watch your tone.
Thank you for the
And then
warning,
he pulls the curtain open just enough for you to go inside.
I slip in all smooth, like quickly, and pull the curtain closed.
All right, so as the curtain kind of closes down, it's actually it's somewhat dimmer in there than it is on the outside. All you really have is a couple of one small lantern in the middle, oil lantern in the middle of the table, and what lights are spilling over from the rest of the inn over the top of the curtain and into the area. Sitting across from you is a well-dressed individual. He is wearing very fancy dress, and it looks like he's also wearing medals, like military medals.
Ooh. Yep. Well-to-do. Something I should not mess with. Noted.
Before you can say anything, he just motions for you to sit down.
I sit down at the motion.
And then he
quickly.
puts his hand out and just looks at you. The letter.
Oh, I put the letter in his hand. I didn't know if it was the letter of.
He grabs the letter out of your hand after getting a little flustered with you. Takes it and starts reading it. And nods. Reads a little more, nods. Folds it back up and kind of looks at the seal again of the envelope that it came in. So it seems to be that I owe you a favor.
Well,
Please understand that this is nothing more than business. We will not be friends. We will not be enemies. The question I have for you is that if you want it now, state it now. If you want it later, you can talk to my representative downstairs that you've already spoke to before. he will know how to find me.
I think it would be best that I go speak with the representative and let you enjoy your evening, sir. I'm sorry to have wasted your time. I was a fool to come to you so quickly. My group has made a great point to me that I spoke too quickly. I would like to put.
And
10
now you're
gold on the
speaking
table.
too much. If you're leaving, leave.
I get up and leave.
All right. So you get up and head out, and he kind of just watches you as you head out, and the half orc is still standing there. What is that dude's name? I forgot his name already. Anyway, he and then he escorts you back downstairs. He said, as you can see, he's a man that doesn't really want to be trifled with. So you may want to rethink your initial request of me. As first off, I was not the one you needed to talk to about it. Secondly, the High Captain is probably not one to condone cold-blooded murder or assassination.
Noted. Thank you, sir. My apologies for being so loud and open with the way that I go about business. My apologies to you.
I'm not the one that goes to prison. And with that, he kind of turns around and walks off. And goes back to his duties.
From there, I'd just like to go back to my inn.
Okay.
Or back to my room and rethink my life decisions and walk off.
All right. Okay, so that kind of leads to the end of the evening. And the next day, I'm assuming you guys are spending the night and not leaving in the middle of the night, yes?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So you're easily able to kind of get up and head out onto the road again. On the road again. And after taking a few more days, let's see what happens here. Alright, so after a few days, absolutely, oddly enough, everything remains extremely calm and easy. You make your way up Ravin Road, and before you know it, you found yourself making all the way up to Jalanther. The location of where...
That's where Sarah wanted to go.
Yep, that is absolutely where she wanted to go. As you guys kind of get to the town, she quickly is able to navigate and take you exactly where you need to go. So this main village is sitting up on a riverbank. This is really kind of a barge stop for the river. There's a lot of... You can tell these people work, do a lot of physical labor. A lot of the folk here are really hardy, like strong type people. So you know that they work the land, they work the barges and all that kind of stuff. Most of the stone cottages have mud sealed timber roofs, and then they kind of cover the whole thing with turf. So it's almost as, from a distance, you can kind of almost think this town would look like a bunch of hills with the way that they kind of have the grass. So it's not quite like a Lord of the Rings hobbit hole, because it's not small. These are just houses that are kind of built in such a way, and then turf is put over top of them, so they kind of kind of have a natural earthen roof to them.
Fancy.
Now a lot of the surrounding area is like deep hills, so you're kind of on. So this village is kind of nestled in between these big hills and the river itself. And there's only one place in the whole village for travelers, and it's called the Cockatrice Inn. And this is a low-walled and poorly built structure right in the middle of the village.
Dang.
And as you kind of get closer to it, you can see she takes you by it as she's navigating through the village. It's got a central yard, and this central yard has a roof over top of it that looks to just be made of a bunch of old and really rusty shields. So it's like they just piled a bunch of shields to kind of make this makeshift roof over the top of this little area. But it kind of looks like they just took it and pounded them flat as they possibly could to make them, as good as possible. So she kind of pulls you through everything, and finally, after a few twists and turns and all that kind of fun stuff, you finally make your way to whoops, not that one. I need to close that one back up. And reopen this one because I hit the wrong things. All right, so yeah, you finally get to the door of a house. And she knocks on the door quickly, and the door gets opened up, and when the door opens up, you kind of see a kind of an older gentleman, and still very strong, just like most of the other people that you've seen in this village. Definitely has some strength to his older frame, and as soon as the door opens and he sees Thara, he's like, "Thara, my dear, come in, and ooh, and you have companions, come. And he motions for all of you just to come inside. The inside of his house is actually pretty nice. It's got some nicer furniture in there. Looks like this guy's kind of fairly well-to-do. And as he kind of sits everybody down, it's like, "Please, can I get you a drink? Anything at all?"
Ooh.
I have wines. I have an ale. Absolutely, I can do that.
And I'll take an ale.
An excellent, a second ale. You're my type of lady. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else at all?
I'm good for now, thanks.
All right. I don't see a lot of you in civilized lands, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So he just walks and kind of grabs all the stuff and brings everybody their drinks, and has a small tray on a wooden platter with some cut cheeses on it, with a small knife, and some flatbreads and things like that, and kind of sits down and goes, "So Thara, who are your friends?" And Thara looks at him and says, "Well, these are some individuals that I met up at the cathedral." "The cathedral, you say?" he replies. "Really?" And he kind of looks at all of you in turn. "What were you all doing at the cathedral?"
Weren't we on a mission from our?
We were looking for the tree guy.
Ah.
Arglass.
You were working for Arglass?
We were looking for him. Liverless. A tree that Arglass gave life to when Golden Fields wanted us to see if we could find him.
Ah. And I take it, old grumpy butt Turlog probably wasn't all that happy about you being there. Am I correct?
Yeah, he was a pretty grumpy tree.
Very grumpy trick.
And then there was a grumpy and
Definitely had to
sad.
stick up his ass.
There was a grumpy and sad
Satyr?
Yeah.
satyr too.
Oh, was
Playing his
there?
pan flute.
Oh.
Yeah. Green eyes or green lives or green leaves or green lips or
Green whistle.
green whistle. That's what it was.
Yeah, the name doesn't sound familiar, but that's all extremely fascinating. So, why did this, what was it? You said liverless? Why would this liverless send you there?
He thought you'd be interested to know that we're giant killers? It's kind of a hobby of ours, really. At least I believe that's
Really?
the message that... Yes, sir.
So you're all adventurers?
Yes, we are.
We are. Liverless wanted us to go. Last time Liverless saw Arglass, he was going to go and see Turlang. So he wanted us to go and see if Turlang knew where Arglass went, because Golden Fields is having a little bit of a giant problem. So Liverless thought that Arglass might be able to help. And I don't like all those dice rolls. I'm scared.
Oh lordy, right? Maximum pucker, everybody. Maximum pucker.
He stops and goes, really? That's fascinating.
Why do you hate us?
It really, really is. This is... So tell me, because I was a bit of an adventurer in my younger years as well, and what started you on this? I must know.
Curiosity. I mean, when I came, I saw a giant turtle, and I was just, I want to make friends with it.
All of our adventures started in Waterdeep.
Except mine.
Except mine just yells all of a sudden. Wah! Okay, so all right, interesting. So Waterdeep, and then what happened? Matter of fact, we have drinks, we have food, we have a lot of time. Why don't you tell me everything from the beginning?
Oh lordy.
It all started when I was born.
Oh, what a journey it's been over these last 160 some odd years. It's been fun.
It's
So I went
kinda,
downhill from there.
From Waterdeep, we kind of went to Nightstone, and in Nightstone there was all sorts of stuff going on with giants that had thrown boulders in this town, and
A missing Nightstone from Nightstone, which is a big piece of obsidian, if memory serves. Lots of giants. A turtle having nightmares.
and
Rebel
then
group.
from Nightstone we went to Golden Fields, and
There was an enchanted tree there. I mean, real cool tree.
Really?
Most of us got a quest from nobles to go to Nightstone, to go and check out the Nightstone and reserve them a hunting lodge so they could go on a hunting trip. But once we got to Nightstone, the Nightstone was gone and a bunch of cloud giants had attacked the city. We managed to save all the people, well, most of them, after goblins came and raided the town while they were all hiding in a cave. Captured by goblins, actually. And then we got brought up by a cloud giant named Z something, I think. I don't know. He was weird. He did backs and stuff. He was pretty cool, actually.
Wonderful backflipping.
And he brought us to Golden
Zephyros,
yes.
yeah.
And then he brought us to Golden Fields, and then we helped that town fend off a giant attack by having me have them punch each other in the face until they died, pretty much.
That's an accurate reincantation.
And then we got a couple of quests, one of them from Liverless there, to go and do stuff, and we've pretty much just been going from town to town, bringing people around, and trying to help out as many people as we can, killing a lot more giants on the way, because we're cursed.
Yeah, you know exactly. Cursed. Cursed, I say.
All right. He's like, that is amazing and rather fantastical, to be honest with you. That's probably the greatest story I've heard in a long time. I have something for you. Why don't you just wait here and I'll be back. And he kind of walks off and kind of goes to the back room, and you look over at Thera, and she seems fine. She doesn't seem to be nervous in any way at all. And she's just enjoying her drink, her wine that she was given, and yeah.
Yeah, totally nervous.
Are you?
Totally, yeah.
Okay.
That was a lot of dice, yo. A lot of dice. Always worried about things
You know
like
how
that.
many times that I roll dice just specifically for you guys to wonder why I'm rolling dice? I do it all the time. I do it all the time. You never know why I'm rolling.
Oh no, we also know this as well, but still.
I'm hoping he's going to bring me an adamantine halberd.
What?
I hope he's going to bring me a scroll of permanent animation for my mannequin.
Ooh.
I hope he brings me a magic bow to go with my giant killing arrows.
Everyone's like, what are we gonna get? It's Christmas!
I haven't had a present in forever.
That's right.
He's gonna give us an old sock.
I want a kitty.
Dobby is free! That's right. So he comes back, and he's kind of got a little pep in his step as he comes back, carrying a chest with him. And he takes the chest and he's like, just can you move the stuff off the table for me?
Ooh. I hope he'll move stuff out of the way. So just.
Okay, so he kind of plops the chest down, and it kind of makes a pretty solid thud on the table, and he goes, this is my. Remember, I told you I was an adventurer back in my day, and well, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little too old for that stuff now. I run this village, and I don't really have a need for it anymore. So he he fiddles with the lock a little bit and pops it open and opens it up, and he kind of pulls out some old clothes. He's like, this isn't for you. He pulls out some leather armor. It's like, this isn't for you either. And he kind of digs down, and he goes, wait, this is what I want. And he pulls out a pair of gauntlets and puts them on the table. He's like, hold on. And he keeps kind of digging through a little bit, and says, okay, I need to go ahead and he pulls out a bag and kind of flips it over and shakes it. All right, there's nothing in that. And he puts it down next to the other one. And then he pulls out he pulls out a vial, or what seems to be a bottle. And this thing kind of has it's a white potion, but there's a small bit of like a red dot kind of in the center of it, and this red dot kind of expands and contracts and expands and contracts and expands and contracts. And he puts them all on the table. He takes the clothing and the armor and puts them back in there, closes it up and relocks it and goes, "These are yours."
Ooh.
There was some gauntlets. There was a bag, and then there was this flashy potion.
I'm actually really curious about these gauntlets. Is there anything special to them, sir?
Oh, I wouldn't hand them to you if they weren't special.
Oh, lordy. Allow me to re-ask the question then. What are they specifically, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, let's just say you've told me that you fought a lot of things. Have you fought ogres before?
Oh, yes.
Oh, definitely.
Pretty strong, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
You ever wish you were as strong as one of those?
Oh, God, every day of my life, sir. You see how I'm a small dwarf. I wish I was an ogre.
Someone just fall over? Did someone just faint?
I just got too excited.
Yes.
Magic items! Yeah, so he's like, "These'll do that for you." And he kind of gets a sly grin on his face as he says it.
I squee loudly. Please, guys, please. Dwarf with ogre-like strength. That sounds amazing. Please.
And he's like, "Oh, and this bag here? Well, the bag, it doesn't seem like much, and it does. It just looks like a regular kind of leather bag. It looks like it's kind of just your standard, handheld bag. But he's like, but watch this." And he grabs open the front of it, or the actual opening of it, and pulls it open. And when he pulls it open, he kind of turns to show it to you. And when you look inside the bag, it looks like it's about 2 diameters at the mouth. And it looks like it goes about 4 feet deep.
What?
As he holds it up.
There's a bunch of stuff in there.
You absolutely can.
I would like the bag, if possible.
So he's like, he goes, "This thing always weighs 15 pounds, no matter how much is in it. But be very careful. I don't know if you have anything else that has... Don't put one of these inside of another one of these."
Don't put my bag in there.
I would recommend. Can I give Huss back his Horton's bag whilst I'm thinking about it?
Yeah, I could transfer that.
I would like the other bag, if possible.
Now, I'm curious, why wouldn't you put one of these inside a similar kind of item? I'm out of curiosity, we'll say.
So I'm not an expert in these kinds of things, but I have a friend that I used to travel with that explained it to me one time. And essentially how he explained it is like, imagine a place that doesn't exist. And then you take another place that doesn't exist and put it inside that place that doesn't exist. I know that seems difficult, but then divide by 0.
That sounds like a lot of a bad time.
From what he tells me, it essentially will create a rift of some sort and will suck everything into it. And he's not sure exactly where they go, if anywhere.
I think we've just found a super weapon, you guys. Dangerous is absolute get out mad scientist super weapon, but super weapon. Noted, thank you. Wonderful.
So, okay, so Amandrea, you are taking the bag of holding.
Okay.
And
I would like the gauntlets, if you guys don't mind, please.
let's go ahead and he goes, the potion, this was actually made by my friend, and for what I remember, This will make you grow in size.
Ooh.
And as he kind of holds it up, you can see the red dot in the middle just expand and then contract, and then expand and then contract.
A giant turtle.
Giant.
I would like to take that giant or that potion.
I
A
would
giant
love to see
bugbear
that.
would be even cooler.
Would expand the size of my fireballs.
No, it will not.
Does it make you a size larger, or does
Yes. It essentially gives you the same thing as the spell Enlarge Reduce, but with just the enlarge portion of it. So essentially, your size doubles in all dimensions, your weight is multiplied by 8. So you go from medium to large, and you just you're growing until you hit the maximum size possible for the space. You get advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. Your weapons grow to match its new size. When these weapons are large, the target's attacks do an extra 1d4 damage.
Ooh.
So essentially, your halberd will do an extra 1d4 points of damage, or any weapon that you're wielding at the time that you drink the potion. And this lasts for 1d. Well, it lasts for a few hours.
I would like to take the potion.
Okie dokie,
Please.
Greg gets the potion. And did it? I thought I identified this for you. I guess it didn't. Oop. Oh, that's the potion of healing. That's not the potion. You had a potion of healing too, apparently.
Oh,
Where's the other potion at? You got so much crap. I'm trying to scroll through all the shit you have. You have so much stuff. Like, just random bullshit. Like...
And here I am having to worry about my weight.
Just so much, like, your holy symbol of Asmodeus. Like, that was from, like, the first session. And he's just carrying it around. Like, this is mine forever.
That's tied to my halberd.
This is mine forever.
No, that's fine.
There we
Forget
go.
that fence post. That's the start of my white picket fence.
There you go. There's your potion of growth. All right. So your potion of growth is now there. The bag of holding was given up, and you wanted the gauntlets.
Gauntless strength.
Yeah.
I don't have any need for the gauntlets, by the way, because I can't wear gauntlets.
You can't?
No.
Well,
And I'm already stronger than an ogre.
Are you?
I mean, you could ask the ogres we fought so far.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that'll work. So the and there you go, Mr. Morgren Fireforge.
yeah. Woo.
So if you
That's
equip
why we're
this should,
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm gonna double check, but as soon as I do this, I want to see something here. Equipped. It did not. Interesting. I was just curious if it would automatically do it. It does not. So let me see if I can do this in such a way that it acts like a bonus. And
Oh,
not...
Lord. This solves the problem that I was trying. Oh, good Lord. This helps me so much. To have my strength set to 19. Ooh.
All right, yeah. So it shows you wearing it, but I guess it doesn't. Yeah. So yeah, it sets it to 19, and that's it. It just sets your strength to 19.
So should I just set it manually then?
Yeah, I was hoping that it would do it. Yeah, for now. I'm just gonna make a note that you have a 16 strength for now.
All right.
Yeah, set it to 19. That'll give you a +4.
If it's in your inventory, did you equip it? Would
Yeah,
that
it is
do
equipped. It didn't do it. So I guess it doesn't do it automatically. I'll have to look that up. All right, guys. And additionally to those amazingly brand new wonderful things that you have collected because you have done so many of these little side quests. Actually, what do you guys have left to do?
Well, according to my list, all we have is
The stuff in
The
Daggerford, if I
Icewind
remember?
Daggerfell and Icewind.
Okay.
Watch your
those are the only two we
profanity.
have left.
Yep, so you guys also gain a level. You are now level 7. So, congratulations to y'all. After
Yay.
getting her to where she needs to go, getting some magical items, you also gain some power! And with that, guys, that's where we are going to end our game for the night. It was a pleasantly fun day. There was a whole lot of RP, which was way fun for me. If you haven't noticed, that is my favorite part of this game. As a DM, anyway. And yeah, so we will be back next Friday, guys. Everyone will be level 7, and we will continue on with our traipsing around the world and whatnot. And guys, you could go and hang out with anybody, but you came to hang out with me, and it makes you awesome. If you have missed part of this, if you were watching this on Saturday, this will repeat immediately after this. So if you did not get to watch it all the way through, just stay tuned. I just put this sucker on repeat pretty much all day on Saturday. So anyone who missed it can watch it again. But guys, I'm going to do a bonus roll of Divine Favor for everyone who is here live. Today, our bonus roll of Divine Favor is a 6. That's a 6 for everybody. That means everyone gets 30 Divine Favor. It helps if I spell it right. But guys, again, thank you very much for being here. My name is Alan the Yellow-Eyed. I am the High Priest of the Great Yellow Eyeball. May his gaze be upon you this and every single one of the days. Tomorrow is my day off. Actually, it's my day off from streaming. I am doing yard work. I have weeds like crazy that I am going to kill with multiple types of chemicals. You know, marches versus the treants. Don't let the treants know that I'm killing all of their kids. And Sunday, we will be back. We will be playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, starting that from the beginning on Sunday. So 10 a.m. Central Time. See you then. Until then, guys, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. You only got one life to live. Live it the best you can. And remember that everyone that you meet is someone who is a chapter in your life. So make sure you read it. Till next time, my name is Alan Yellow, and I'm the High Priest of the Great Yellow. See you later, and have a great